should be able to see the screen now, guys. I am so sorry about that, those of you who was sitting there. I don't get notifications anymore on the restream. I need to fix that. I'm so sorry about that. I don't get notifications anymore when you guys like message me. I think something happened to restream. They probably did some type of default setting that doesn't get me notifications. I have to do it manually. All right. But stuff like that. Just make sure I read everyone's Bangolios. Is it true that with certain drawing styles there are certain body anatomy for? Yes. It depends on the certain. That does. How do you draw the back profile? Oh, that's easy. I'll get to that in a second. Then here. How about you try and see if we can. Wait. Let me see. So then here. How about you try and see if we can't see it on turn sideways. Oh, you want me to turn her sideways? I think. It says, but I can barely see the screen. Okay. Anime fan, you walked into a lesson, so don't be thinking anything crazy, boy. I got you. Okay, so now there's another thing that most people tend to ignore. They got to point A with the whole bump of the thickness here. They can really emphasize this. It doesn't have to be this thing. It could be really emphasized like this. It could, and sometimes it takes some time to really get this right. Like you can really emphasize this. And then what you can do is make sure you put a line, like a seam, make sure the seams is pretty consistent with itself, right? And when you're consistent like that, it makes it a lot more 3D. It gives it more depth. You see how the line, like think of it as a stockings, okay? That really works. Okay, sorry, but I'm running low on data, so bye everyone. Hope you all have a good. Okay, later, like, thank you for letting me know, bro. I'm sorry that you didn't see anything earlier. Those of you who are on YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, or anything, thank you guys for being patient. I'm sorry I didn't see your messages. I didn't get any notifications. That's my fault. I will not blame you guys. That's my fault. So I'm gonna have to fix some things with the bot. Maybe the bot's kind of going drunk on me. I'm not pretty sure. So let me emphasize this. So like it's just. Can I see the full image? Just curious. It's not a full image. It's literally just this is a lesson. We're doing an anatomy lesson. So I'm just letting those of you know what you're seeing is just an anatomy lesson. It's not a full drawing. We're not doing no drawings today. This is just a focus on the body scale, the scale of the body, and then we're gonna go to males next. So like this is how you can make your characters look a lot more thicker and give that far illusion that they're thicker than they really are. Most cases. Sometimes using ellipses can work too. So like for instance, say if I wanted to draw her leg like this, like let's just say I wanted to draw her leg like this, right? And I really want to emphasize this leg for whatever reason. All you need to do is put a ellipse type line on the side to give it more of that emphasization on the body, and then like this. You can do that. Sometimes it is not really needed, but if you're trying to convey something, that's one thing. Okay, so you always keep that in mind when doing something like this. All right, so like it's always these little bumps that gives it more than it's supposed to be. Okay. How do you do mad legs? Legs, I don't want to go on that, but real quick, I'll give you a demonstration. Legs are really easy if you stop and think about it. Legs are just a very emphasized B, okay? So like, it's like this, and then like this. That's usually what a leg is, most cases, but I know sometimes certain angles the leg can look straight down and look weird, and that's just based on how it's constructed, and it's kind of annoying sometimes, but after a while of practice, you're going to make the 3D shape in your head of the leg, and it gets much easier to read it in most cases. Okay, so like for instance, if I wanted to really like make her stand like this, and then if you're having trouble keeping your legs like I'll say like what's the right word, keeping your legs consistent with each other, I always use the line method. So I go like this, so I know where my knees is, so I don't have to question where my knees is. And then my dent here. My dent goes like this. Oops. Okay, and then like that. So like the legs are always the legs are always, as you can say, in line with one another. Most cases. To crease it. I don't know what that means. Okay, good job, tablet. A tablet. The tablet is an X pen. Is an XP pen. 21.5 display inch monitor. Good job on learning this, my dude. Respect for the hard work you put. Hey, no, bro. Hey, it comes with what I wanted to do for a while, and I'm glad that you guys are learning from it, because this is not a excuse to be weird. This is an excuse to teach others who didn't get what I got, and I had to figure everything on my own, and it's not fun. So the fact that you guys can stumble in here and say like, oh, I'm trying to learn how to do X, Y, and Z, it makes it much easier for you guys to. It's much easier for some of you who are younger than I am to get this type of information now for free. When I was about your age in 2005, all the way to like probably 10 or so, there was not a lot of information on art that much. You have to kind of like get lucky to find someone who is decent enough to explain how to do art, especially if it was a video and you couldn't get like what do you call it, information from them on live and ask them directly. Most cases when people make a YouTube video, they'll say leave your question in the comments, and you have to hope that this person who has like 1,000,010 followers respond to you, and at least respond in a way that you can understand, because they're not going to take the time to explain every little thing to you, especially if you have like questions that are conflicting to what they're saying. So I know how that feels. So that's why I made my mission to at least do this on live, so you guys can get a form of education in that form, based on what I've learned. And just to be clear, I am not a professional. I'm just a dude who knows how to make pictures look kind of decent, a little bit. That's it. I'm no professional. I've never went to art school or anything like that. But I try my best to at least give you guys a sense of what's the right word, confidence that you're not alone in your artwork. So I appreciate this so much. Okay, hello, I just wanted to ask about the layers thingy. Oh, so what's your problem with the layers? Layers are pretty easy to explain. I've used them so many times, I don't think I won't have too much difficulty explaining what they are and what they do. Are you talking about the layer modes, or are you talking about the legit layers? Can you do mouse in more 3/4 chord and other angles? How do you place them? Well, based on you place them, if you're doing a mouth, like a nose, and then you put a mouth, you have to have an understanding of like, I think in my opinion, you have to have a good understanding of head shape. So like, for instance, if you were to, come on, stop being like this. This is the one thing I have a problem with Clip Studio Paint. It does this. I don't know why. At first I thought it was my tablet, but I realized it's Clip Studio Paint doing this. It's a pain in the ass. It just does it randomly, and it stops and it just works. I don't know why it does that. It's just a pain in the ass. Those of you who are Clip Studio users, you might know what I'm talking about. Okay, it's fixed. So you make a head. Most cases you use the Loomis method, which I've taught many times, and then you use this Loomis method to figure out where you want to do what you want to do with your head. So if you know what you're doing with your head, you can pretty much put your mouths and eyes in places that you want. So like this, and then this is the hairline here, and then this is where the nose is. So if the nose is here, then the mouth is somewhere here, right? And you make the eyes, this is the brow line, because the brown line is always over the brown line. And you make your eyes. I always make the eyes look like dummies, so it keeps it easier for you guys to can read it in that sense. So if I were to turn this down and then redraw this, oops, isn't that weird? Okay. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the perfect thing, but like, it's just the idea of getting you guys to get your brains moving in that sense. Okay. Oh yeah, and also, just in case you want to reinforce the cheek, I would always put the line always here, so you know what to deal with when the mouth is here. So you have that plate that, so you have an understanding where that's coming from. But to put things in 3/4 perspective, you have to have a good sense of angle. So most angle, when people want to draw an angle, you have to draw a slight. You don't draw like an eye like this and then expect it to always look good in every angle. Angle only works if you know how to draw slight. So if you know how to draw from a certain degree, like this, you can get away with a drawing in most cases. So like, but this is why you need to construct your drawings in such a way so it keeps inconsistent with each other, but lining and what do you call it, using construction guides and stuff like that tends to make things a lot more easier in most cases, if possible. Can you describe what you mean by angles? So what I mean by angles is the idea of keeping things slant, because the more slant something is, the more emphasized it is. This is why, to understand the idea of angles, you must understand the idea of shapes. Okay. And I will get to the, after this I'm getting straight to the male, so don't worry. So like, for instance, if you understand the angle of a square or a rectangle, depending on how you're drawing it, you can pretty much get away with a lot, right? But the only way for this to work, you have to understand the lines have to be parallel. Parallel meaning it has to be literally beside each other at the same length, but it can never touch. Okay? That's what they mean by parallel. So if I make a line like this and a line like this, these two will never touch. Because not only the spacing, but they're never going to touch because they may be going the same direction, but they'll never cross each other. The only time this works is when you're using something called the horizon line. Okay, he uses CP Clip Studio Paint, but it's a paid software. Yes, it's a paid software, but it's not a monthly software unless you get the EX version. The EX version makes you pay once and done, but if you don't want to do the once and done thing because the EX version is much more expensive, you can always go with the Pro version. I have the Pro version. I don't have the EX version. I think if I remember right, the Pro version focuses on illustration and comic books. The EX versions focus on illustration, comic books, and animation mainly. Not that you can't do animation in Pro, but you can't go 60 frames per second. So you gotta go always 24 frames or something like that. It's a limiting type of thing. It's annoying, but it is what it is. I struggle on positioning where my characters are looking. So if you're having a problem with your characters are looking, I suggest learn 2 things. There are 3 things you must learn when it comes to shapes, or at least forms. I'm saying most likely is you have to learn your cubes, learn your spheres, and learn your cylinders. These are the key components of learning the human body. These are the key components of learning the human body. If you can master these 3 shapes, and when I say master, I mean put them in every angle possible that you can think of. Like for instance, I can command the square to look like we're looking from it from a top angle, right? Oh, let me put this more. It looks more like a triangle. My bad. Okay, so like this. I can command my square because I have good understanding of my squares. So if you understand the basics of your shapes, you can get away with a lot, okay? How do you find my style? You find your style by developing it by using the... I will get to that in a second, hold on. I find to myself, how can you draw hands? I'm still bad at drawing hands. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still bad at drawing hands. I can't figure out just the perfect way to make. I still trying to figure out that day, and that's what I'm trying to think of. I've been thinking of ways of making a YouTube video to make it easy for you guys to understand hands, and I'm still trying to figure out that meaning of life. Don't worry, but I'm still in the same boat with you. I'll try my best to show you, but I don't think it'll be any better if you saw a YouTube video. Can you give me some inking tips, either general or clips to use specifically? When it comes to inking, mainly there's no real difference. The only thing I would not recommend for anyone to do, and I did this at one point, I thought I can get away with this, don't use the line tool to connect your drawings when you're doing the inking process of your sketch, because it's gonna look really robotic and weird and strange, and people are gonna think you traced it, because it's gonna look very like when you do the drawing with your pen, it has a sense of reality to itself, meaning that someone drew this even with a digital pen. But when you use the line art pen, or like the line pen, to connect everything, it's not going to look as genuinely drawn as you think. It's going to look right, but it's going to look really synthetic, and you don't want that, because a lot of artists who are professionals can, whether you're doing digitally, most cases, you can tell that it was drawn with a digital line tool, and it's not fun. Sometimes, I'm not saying not to use it, I'm saying that don't use it all the time, because it's really easy to spot it. But if there's like a line that you're not getting and you really need to get that line to be fixed, use the line tool, fix that one part, but don't use the whole thing for it, because it's gonna look really synthetic and weird. Me when you're done. Follow. How is this free? This is premium art tips. Yeah, pretty much in some form. I don't know how long this is gonna last me for me doing this, but most of that stuff will be going to the YouTube and the Patreon and stuff, and over time. Let me see. I'm drawing with you. Okay, good. Someone asked me a question. They left a question in the questionnaire. I want to see their question. Is it true that with different art styles, we'll have? Oh, yes, they asked that question. With different art styles, you'll have to do different. Yes. Let's use an example. I'll give you an example. Okay. So, like, based on the art style that you're looking at here as an example, it is very emphasized that the body, not the body, the head. Look at the head. The head is big, it's wide, the eyes are more bigger than it is, because remember, no real girl's eyes. This is, I know it's anime, but let's humor me here. Imagine, like, no girl's eyes are this big, not this wide. The chin and face isn't truly this big, but it can be if they're more on the chubbier side. It does happen. So this is more emphasized in that sense, and and the focus on the ears, I'm not gonna say anything, because that's literally just an aesthetic in itself, but everything's emphasized. The hands are smaller than usual, and the emphasization is around the stomach, the breasts, and the waist, as you can see here. Those of you who are probably having a hard time seeing, I'll make it easy for you guys to see. So, like, you gotta look closely at these things, analyze these things closely. Like, the waist here is really small here, the stomach here is really extremely huge. Not saying that this type of stomach doesn't exist, but it's really emphasized on the idea that it's supposed to look voluptuous as possible. Not saying that it's not possible, but some girls who are overweight cannot look voluptuous based on how their body is constructed. Okay, so like, for instance, let me use this. Like, most girls doesn't have the pear-shaped body, not all, especially not on a natural side. Most girls are not. It's very, I'm not gonna say rare, but it's not that it's not possible, it's just not common. It's very rare, even if they work out, or even if they're born genetically with very wide hips and small waists. It's something that most girls would love to obtain, but can't have based on genetics or based on diet, or a case may be. So, like, the person's art style is emphasizing, if you look closely at the lines here, is thickening the legs, so you can pay attention more to the legs. The arms and the shoulders, based on their art style, you can see it's much thinner. everything is focusing from the torso down to the legs. So that's what we're looking for. As look at the hands, for instance. They didn't put much effort drawing the hands. They put more efforts in the torsos and the legs down to the feet. There's more definition in the feet than there is in the hands, because the hands are not the most important thing to them, as you can see. Because if it did, everything else wouldn't be so emphasized. Look how, like, even from the top up, this was more, if you can see closely at this, the body is very, I think this is pretty proportioned, but as we go through it, you can see that the legs are more wider here and here, that her body's pushing out like this. It's a lot like those bodies like Nicki Minaj has, that they paid for to have those like ant-like bodies that doesn't look natural. I'm not saying girls who are born like this isn't natural, because you can tell when something looks really natural even if they're born with a pear-shaped body, you know. But there are some nuances here and there that you can see, that you can say, okay, I can see how that's natural. So for instance, this person, I forgot, I think I follow this person. I think they're on Instagram. So if you look closely at this, the art style is focusing on the emphasization of the legs. So the legs are really wide. See that, how wide the legs are? No girl's legs are this wide like this. Even if they're overweight, or even if they're lean, skinny, whatever case may be, the legs are the same. Like the calves are the same as the legs to the butt, all the way almost to the arms. And the emphasization is just the lower half. Everything else kind of falls in the wayside, but it's still detailed to enough to think you think it's all the same. The focus is the legs. That's mainly what we're looking at here. Stop for the, yeah, like they have tree trunk legs. You think of that way, but it's the aesthetic works because the aesthetic works because they try to keep the consistency from the legs up to the butt, almost to the torso, as balanced. So this is where art style tends to deviate when you have a good understanding of anatomy. This is where, when you have a good understanding of anatomy, you can break the rules or bend the rules to your own fruition. That's why I say, if you understand your shapes, I can command my squares to look like we're looking at it from a bottom top perspective, because we're looking at the bottom here. Now I can command my shape to look more like we're looking at it from a slightly down type angle now, right? See how that works? Or like, if we want it to be straight in the middle, I can command it to be, oops, based on the slant. I was like, okay, I can command it to be like this. We're not neither top nor bottom. We're straight in the middle. See how when you have commanding of your perspectives, you can really bring out the I don't know, what's the right word? The understanding of your shapes. You must have understanding of your shapes. By to understand the body, you must understand the shapes, because the body is just amalgamation of shapes. Okay? Nice voice. Thank you. If you don't mind me asking, what are your pronouns? He, him. I was born a male. Stop for the tree trunks. Okay, let me see. Stumbled into here, but thank you. No problem. Never mind, I can see. Okay. I do not regret being awake at 2 a.m. to watch this live. Aw, thank you. We are finishing male, female. Yeah, we're going to male anatomy next, guys. So if you have, please put in your last question if it has to deal with females. I'm about to move on to males because I know you guys are dying to hear that one. Can you move your thing up a little? Okay, I got you. Don't worry. Just keep letting me know. I have no problem readjusting because I want to make sure you guys can see this. It doesn't annoy me to know that you guys want to see. Just to let you guys know, those of you who are new, I have... Oops. I hate when this does. This thing's getting more weaker as time goes by. I'm starting to notice that the clamp is getting weaker. I gotta get a new tripod. I like you a lot, and I just randomly joined your live. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Has watched Star Wars Visions, and if so, which was your favorite? I wish I saw the Star... If you're talking about the Star Wars special, I wish I could see it. I never got to see it. I think it's the one that you're referring to on Netflix. I have a hard time putting shapes together to form a body. How often do you go live like this? I usually go live from... I go live on Tuesdays. and Thursdays and Saturdays. And both Thursday and Tuesday, it's 6 p.m. to 10. Okay? And then Saturdays is always 3 p.m. to 7. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for both. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? I always go live on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Trovo, and TikTok. I go on live on all of them at once. Awesome tips. I'm just watching while I enjoy my birthday. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to ya! Happy birthday to ya! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to ya! So there you go. Okay, there you go, Techno. I sang you the song. Techno. Okay, yeah. But Techno Nico, YouTube. Okay, gotcha. So I'm glad that you're having an awesome birthday. Thank you, man. No problem. I know I sound cringe, but hey, anything for you guys. So that's pretty much what that is. So to answer your question, Tuesdays is Teach Me Tuesdays, Thursdays is Fan Art Thursdays, and Saturdays is OCDS Saturdays. So OCDS means Original Character Design Saturdays. So I'm working on a character that I'm working on as a formal lesson for you guys, so you know how to construct your characters in any which way if possible. I think this week we're going to be focusing on probably armor and or weapons. I think because based on the character we're working on, it's from a fantasy setting, so we might focus on weapons. So we might focus just on shape language on that sense, okay? So we know how to construct our weapons. Wait, so when you're drawing a head face, do you make a square circle as... Oh no, not all the time, because since I have a good understanding of the shapes, I don't have to do that anymore as much as I have to. So like for instance, I always tell students, if you're having a hard time with angles, put the circle in a box. And you must be wondering why you want to do that. Now, the reason why you want to do that, because look at this closely, those of you who are paying attention. Look at this circle. Is this circle going any direction, as you can see? I am taking main notes right now. This is some good soup. Gotcha. Soup. I like Noodle Cat. We have a dog. I like how your name is Noodle Cat, but you have a dog picture. I love that. What kind of tablet are you using? I am using an X Pen, XP Pen 21.5 inch monitor. That's what I'm using. If you don't know where to find that, you can go to my Instagram and it'll be right there. You can click on the products I have and you click on that in the link tree. In the links, it'll go. I'm gonna be right back. This is super interesting, but I gotta do. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so just let everyone know there is not good. So. Good far. I can't talk. Jill. I'm gonna call you Jill. Is it okay to call you Jill? I don't want to feck up your whole name. So like, okay, good. There's no sense of direction, because if I draw a ball only has a sense of direction when something's near it or something's on it. Okay. So like for instance, if I were to draw this ball, or let me just use I'll use a ball tool, line tool, so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Window. No problem, Techno. Okay, let me see, brush subtool. Here it is. So we got a circle, right? And right now, as you can see it, this circle has no sense of direction. The only time a circle has a sense of direction, those of you who are paying attention, it has to go. Does this work for traditional? Yes, everything I'm doing is, I'm just letting anyone here to know that what I'm teaching you can also apply to traditional as well. The only difference is you may have to press a button, but sometimes, very rarely, but it still falls all the same. Thank you for the rose, Jill. I do appreciate it. That's an oval. Whether it's an oval or a circle, you know what I'm talking about. It still falls in the same category. Just bear with me on this. So I'm going to use cross hatching, so it makes it much easier, or I'll use shading, depending on how you guys like it. So like, for instance, there's no direction Right now we have no direction, right? Now, if we want direction, we can go two ways. One, I can actually put an object here, right? And let's not use a circle. I'm going to use my pen. I'll put it like a square, right? Now, like this. Now, we have a sense of direction. Even though there's nothing happening to the ball, just the fact that we can see the square, we can say this is more of the right side, and this is the left, right? Really basic, nothing real going on, right? So that's pretty basic in its own right? Now if I put another object, say like here, a little ball, we still have a sense of direction of where the ball is because it's on this side, which is on left. Fine, basic. Now let's get more technical with it when I say shape. Direction. Now let's put a actual shade on it. So let's put shade like this. Just the fact that I just did this gives this a sense of direction, because now the light, oops, I spelled that weird. It looked like legit. Sorry about that. The light is coming from this direction. The shade is coming from this direction, right? Makes sense. Pretty basic, right? Studio Pro, is that an app or website? And also, if it's fine with you, you can tell us what. Yeah, it's called Clip Studio Paint Pro. I'm using the Pro version. The Pro version is paid. Just letting you guys know, these are not free. Well, there is a free trial, but you don't have to buy the free trial. You can get the one I have. The one I have is cheaper compared to there's 3 versions. There's a free trial, which is pretty much every website, and then there's the paid versions. There's 2 of them. The Pro version, which I have, which is the cheaper one, it lets you do illustrations and a bit of animation and comic books. The other one focusing mainly on comic books, animation and illustration, I think last, but there's more features there, I think, if I remember right. But I like the Pro version. I've been using the Pro version ever since I got it, and that's been years ago, so I have no complaints with it. I get updates. I don't have to pay no monthly fee or anything like that, which I love about Clip Studio Paint. They don't let you be a slave like Photoshop. You have to pay every monthly fee for some shit that you're not gonna use, so it makes no sense. So I'd rather just go with something I can just pay once, done. I don't have to pay no monthly fee and all that crap. I suggest you guys get that soon before they start doing that crap, because I kind of noticed that they're doing that now, but only if you don't want to pay completely for the whole product, especially when it comes to the EX version. I think the EX version is like $200, $300 if I remember right. But since it's like Black Friday deals, it might be a lot more cheaper than that. But then again, you guys gotta go check. I'm not totally sure on that. Okay, thanks for telling me. No problem. How to draw torsos? All right, I think he's shading. Yes, this is cross hatching. If anything, I'm just giving you guys a sense of direction in that sense. Okay, so the shading gives us a sense of direction, right? And the reason why this is a thing, because a ball really doesn't give its own shape till something gives it shape. Okay, so like for instance, I'll make a circle, right? And because we know that the ball doesn't give shape till something gives it shape, a shape can give it shape, a sense of direction. So like for instance, if I were to make this ball more sideways, like a sideways thing like this in the box, now we have a sense of direction. Okay, see how cool that is? The box now has the circle has a form of direction. Now we're looking at it from a side angle. Remember, there was no angle at all, it was just a circle. Now there's a side angle, right? It's 40% off now. Yes, go get it now if you guys have the money to it. It's 40% off. I suggest go get it as soon as possible. I'll be right back. Okay, so just be very clear on this. This is how you get that sense of direction. Now let me do this again. I will not change the ball, but I will change the square. Okay, so if I wanted to see this ball from a top angle view, I think a top angle, yeah, top angle. No, bottom angle. Let's say bottom angle. I'll draw it like this. See how that works? Now we're looking at it from the bottom. I did not do anything to the circle. I use Procreate. Procreate is just as good, I think. I've been hearing that Procreate, Clip Studio Paint, Photoshop, and I think something else. I think Ellipses Plate's been coming with a comeback lately. And Kirta. I think it's called Kirta or Krita. I think it's Kirta. Those are the 5 I hear most cases. What are you doing? I'm confused. I'm getting sense of perspective. I'm teaching perspective in a little bit, and then we're gonna go to torsos. I use Ellipses Plate. Yeah, you can use it and Kirta. I think it's Kirta. Is that a head? It's supposed to be. It's supposed to represent a head, but we're talking about the shape first, and how angle works, and how you can use a square to make a circle have sense of direction. I use Kirta. Okay, see, I hear a lot of Kirta, Ellipses Plate, Clip Studio Paint, and then Photoshop, and then Procreate. Those are the 5 I usually hear. So I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. I can't wait for the torsos. That's really cool. Fire up. Yeah, so like look closely at this. You can make, I have not moved the square, the circle in any way. You can really give depth to a circle. Just the fact that I think I can do this. Like right now, if I were to draw the square here, now from this point on, we will feel as if the circle is at a bottom. It feels like it's bottom. It's at the bottom of this square. Now, not only that because I put the horizon line, but we have this sense of we're at the bottom because of how I drew the square. The angles is what gives the square everything. The square is dictating nearly everything from this point, because since we see the angles of the bottom of the square, we feel like we're at the bottom. Even if I take away the horizon lines on the side, it still gives us a sense of direction because we can see here, right? Now let me take away this square again, and let me draw the square at the bottom now, or like here. Now, since we just drew the square this way, we can see the sides of this, but at the bottom as well, and because we can see the bottom of this. Now we have a sense of direction because we can see the top of the square. You see how that works? And now if we want this square to be in line with this circle, all I have to do is just draw like this. What I'm doing is teaching you that it's how you draw the square will determine how it looks. So I can draw this again like this. Once you have a full command of your shapes, the sky's the limit from this point. I'm going to do it again like this. Okay. Now, the difference between each of them is that I can see the planes here, and there's no plane except the side. I can't see the bottom plane. Because I can't see the bottom or the top plane here at all. We're in eye level. But since I can see the bottom plane here, but not the top here, we're seeing the bottom. Because I can see the top here, but not the bottom. You see how that works? And let me just take away this, shit, where's, okay, there it is. Excuse my French. Okay, so there you go. So this is, you have to look very close. This is practice of understanding your shapes, okay? Once you have a good understanding of your shapes, it gets easier to apply them to your anatomy. That's why it'll be easier to draw. Like for instance, if I were to draw this right now, like let me use an example, like this. See that? Now, because I drew it the way I did, we know that this head is under this box, this head is over this box, and this head is beside this box. Right? Now, if you want to draw a head looking up or looking down, or you're looking down on a head, It depends on how you draw the head. So like if I draw the head like this, like this, what I did is that I drew the head. What we're seeing is mainly the scalp or the head, the top of the head. The eyes are more bottom. The chin is at the bottom. Now, if I drew the head on top, okay. Now we can't see. Now, what's the difference between this one and this one? We don't see the head. We see the chin. We can't see the chin. It's like me asking you, show me the bottom of the foot. Show me the bottom of a foot, of this foot. If you're on top of the head, you can't. You have to make sense and logic. That's what I think what happens to most of my students in this sense is that it's not about that they can't put it in perspective. What their problem is not that they can't. Their familiarity of the rules of shape tends to cloud their judgment on what they're doing, right? So if you have a good understanding of the planes, because I can only see this face because I'm not seeing the top of the head nor really the neck. Okay? You have to think of it logically. If you do that, at first, this is going to hurt your brain a little. I'm not going to lie. It's going to hurt a little. Especially if you're thinking too hard into it. It's going to hurt. But after, because what you're doing, I've learned something a while back. When you're learning a new skill, you tend to make something called neurons. Neurons is the thing that's in your brain that connects to one thing to the next to make it easier for you to do said skill, right? So like for instance, if your head is hurting from this, what you're doing is creating new neurons in your brain to connect on how to make this make sense, right? So after a repetitive action of something over and over again, the neurons will be easier and easier and easier and easier and easier to connect one thing. It's like learning a new language. When I learned a little bit of Japanese, I learned Japanese now. I learned some Japanese here and there. I understand a few things. Let me see. What's it like? I think it's like a thing like that, if I remember right. If I say this is she, and if I remember if it's going this way, I think this is sa, and this is ha. Is it ha? Yeah, it's ha. So I learned this by repetitively looking at the characters. I think this is one wrong, but I think this one's correct. I repetitively learned the characters over and over and over again to the point that I can recognize most characters. Not all I only know hiragana mainly, but I'm still learning my kanjis, but I'm just saying I understand this now. I can read this now because after repetitive looking at this over and over again. So there you go. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday he goes to lights. Okay, let me read you guys stuff. I know you guys was talking. I'm so sorry. Okay, so whoa, okay, I see it. Nah, I'm Japanese. Okay. Can you move the camera, please? Oh, okay. There we go. Hope that's easier. It's cool of how creative art can get. Yeah, I really like you. You're very educational. Okay, thank you, Professor. Okay, using my two brain cells takes a lot of effort, and it used to hurt my brain to understand perspective. I really thought I was not going to get it, but I kind of realized something. Everything has a pattern. Everything, no matter how annoying it is, has a pattern. Some patterns are a little bit longer than others. Some patterns are a little bit more complex than others, but everything has a rule and or pattern. I can't break certain rules just because I want to. I can manipulate them, but I can't break them. That's how it works. So when you guys ask me my art style, can my art style change the way my drawings can be? Yes, they can, because based on how you look at things and how you want to emphasize certain things will tell you this. Like I think modern day James gave a good explanation on this. He did something that I did not think of when you're drawing, like, say, arms, for instance. Like, for instance, you're drawing an arm, right? He did this thing called SM and H. I think it's W. So what this means is he'll make a shoulder small, the shoulder small, make the arm medium sized, and then make the other arm large. Let's just put it this way. I'm just doing this. This is not perfect, but I'm just giving you guys a good understanding. Right? This is one way how he can make monsters the way he did. I think some of you might know what I'm referring to on this video. If you know who Modern Day James is, look him up on YouTube. You'll be very surprised. He gives better explanations than I do, and he really goes in hard. And that's just free stuff, and I think that's pretty premium in my head. So, like, for instance, if you want to make another arm, say this is W for wide, so like a wide arm like this, but I want it small. The forearm is pretty small here, and then wide again, like that. You know what I'm saying? You can find different anatomy adjustments of, like, say a monster or a person or whatever the case may be, you know. Or like if I say if I said medium, like a pretty medium shoulder, and then I want it to be really wide here, it's gonna be super wide, and then the next arm will be super small. It's gotta be like this or something like that. It's not the perfect arm, but you get what I'm saying. So because of your art style, you might look at things differently compared to others. See how these are 4 different arms. 4 different arms. I mean 3 different arms, saying 4, my bad. It's 3 different arms, but they're all subjected under medium, wide, and small. They're all the same type of arm, but they're all different because of how the art style is. Okay? So art style can play a part in how your anatomy will look. Are you making any more tours tomorrow? No. I'm not making any YouTube videos. I have some in the stockpile, but I'm not making any YouTube videos till we get to 1,000 on YouTube. So if you guys really want those YouTube videos, please follow on YouTube. It won't cost you a thing, it's just free. Because I need that insurance that when I make a YouTube video, it at least benefits me in some form, because I can't always do this for free, and I'm trying my best to teach you guys without, you know, wasting too much time doing this. But I want to give you guys some type of value when looking at this, so you can not only have that trust with me when I'm teaching, but also you can feel like, okay, he's telling me the truth on what I need to work on. Because most cases, students come to me and ask me 1,010 questions. Does this look right? Does this look right? Does this look right? And they think I'm going to sometimes like baby them and say, oh no, you're doing perfectly fine. No, I only tell you're doing perfectly fine when I can see the improvement from whatever you first showed me to what you're currently doing. And then I also will give you tips on what to look for. I have a particular student that always asks me, how does my arms look? Or I will say, first, make sure that your arms is like this. Make sure to use the line method, meaning when you have the joints, there's a line from each other, so you can keep them always in a form of accuracy from each other and stuff like that. I always give them that. Sometimes I don't tell them you're doing a good job. I want them to focus on what they need to, because if I'm too busy babying them, they're not going to learn anything. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, oh, I did a good job, so I can move on to the next lesson. And that's a lot of students' fault. They tend to think, oh, because I said, great job, they think they can move on to the next lesson. No. Make that lesson like a secondary skill. Like, I can draw eyes perfectly fine, and at any moment, I can draw any type of eye that you can probably think of. Let's see, like this. I can draw virtually any eye you can probably think of with no issue whatsoever. I think, yeah. Because I have a good understanding of eyes. I make it it's one of my favorite things to draw when it comes to anime. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how you look at it, but like, you have to practice this. If you don't practice this, you're going to have a problem. Give me that hard level. Okay, you offer paid lessons. That will be coming down through the Patreon very soon when we get to 1,000. Because once I get to 1,000, most of my focus will be on Patreon and giving you guys exclusive stuff that I wouldn't give you on here for free. Which you guys may be surprised, but there are. I'm definitely getting into animation. So if you guys want to learn how to do animation, that will have to be for the Patreon completely. Because I'm learning it as I'm going and I'm getting a good hang of it, and I know some of you who want to be those future animators. I would put that more under Patreon than anything, because animation is not fun in the sense of it's hard. What is your Patreon? It's right here, but I don't really recommend people going to it yet, because I have not messed with it since I made the decision for everyone to get to 1,000 on YouTube. But if you want to check it out and go and look at it, go ahead. I will be making some changes in that Patreon once we get to 1,000. There's Redbubble though. There's Redbubble, Patreon, Provo, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the Commission's website, and Gumroad. I do have a Gumroad course. It is 3 hours straight. So if you guys really want to learn a video from me that is like a premium made type stuff, other than it feeling like a YouTube video, it is $60. But if it's too much, you can use my code Ultra, like plus Ultra, like Ultra, for to take $10 off. If that's still too much, you can actually just rent the video for 72 hours to 30 days, as much as you like, for $15. So if 60 is too much and it's 3 hours long, I'm going through all the process I always talk about, from shape, form, all of them. You're going to be drawing this to this. It's not going to be like a full-fledged body or of like a hair and anything. I want you guys to understand the concept, what I'm teaching you. If you understand the concept, like the what do you call it? The perspectives, you can apply this to anything. So that's pretty much what that is. So if you think $60 is too much, or 50, that's fine. It's $15. I think that's fine for a 3-hour course. I think that's quite reasonable in my head. So if you want to rent it, that's perfectly fine. I have no issue with that either. But if you think it's still too much, and you'd rather wait till the YouTube videos come, that's fine. Just follow on YouTube and all that good stuff. But remember, once I get to YouTube, things are going to probably change once we get to that point. Not too much, but things are going to change, especially when it has to do with the Patreon. Have you ever think of what the next tour is going? I do sometimes, but I usually let you guys pick. I do post, most of the time I put a poll on Instagram to see what we're going to do if I really can't make a decision. But I've kind of noticed that that heads and torsos was a big question of people asking me, how do you make this head look like this and all that stuff. Now that's pretty much what that is. I have something I like from different people, but I want to make my own thing. Yeah, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. That's a form of learning. You gotta learn from others to get to where you need to be. You can't. Oh my god, I hate this thing. Okay, sorry about that. I 18 plus. I want to find a of the same age. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say to you on that. Like, I have something. Same, I don't have an art style. Don't worry about art style. And that's something that, oh my gosh, you're fucking, thank you. No problem. Can you move the camera to the right mostly? Okay, gotcha. I got you. I got you, Choco. But to answer any questions, one last thing before I go straight to the bodies for men, you have to realize that your art style is only geared to these things: your shapes, forms, gestures, and then what else? Your shapes, your forms, your gestures. Well, what's the next thing? Your shapes, your forms, your gestures, your perspectives, relatives, and then your proportions. Okay, now you must be wondering, why did I put this at the bottom? Those of you who are veterans of my lives, you guys know why I always do. The reason why I never put proportions at the top or even at second or third is because proportions are important, but you must realize if you don't know how to make a arm look more fluid, you're going to have a hard time. Okay, so like this is why I say use your shapes. So I say shapes, learn your 2D shapes, meaning your squares, your triangles, circles, rhombuses, I guess, and your rectangles. Right now forms is a fancy word saying 3D shapes, meaning your squares, prisms, spheres, I guess your 3D rhombuses, if that's a word for that, and then last but not least your cylinders. Okay, now you must be wondering, but what should I focus on most out of all of them? Well, first in this order, but if I were to focus on any of the, if most people know their shapes, it's really hard not to not know them because you've been taught this as kids, at some form, line, not active duty. Let me see. Can you make the eyes from the horizon, please? The eyes? Oh, same. I don't have an RSA. You can do that, but like the eyes will only fall into place if you know how to construct the head. Most cases, if you know how to construct the head, depending on the angle you're trying to do, your eyes will fall into place. You don't need the horizon line for the eyes for like that, because you're just gonna make yourself do more work than you have to. I'm just being honest. So like 3D shapes is like your squares, your triangles, circles, and then if you need if you're focusing on just the body parts, you're not focusing on, like, let's just say environments and like cars and weapons and stuff. If you're just focusing on bodies, I suggest to focus on your squares, your circles, and your cylinders. If you can focus on these three, you'll be perfectly fine when it comes to the human body. There's hardly any real any need for triangles or rhombuses for your bodies. The only thing close to a triangle you may use is probably for the feet, if anything. But most people are not even bothersome with the feet. That's usually a last minute thing, or last resort thing when they're trying to do something. But most cases, the feet is made out of a triangle. Most cases, or sometimes it could be a square, depending on who you're talking to. But you can really get away a lot if you just make a triangle with the feet, and then you can just make a foot out of it, and that's pretty much it. Like the feet's not all that hard. But if you're still having a hard time, the last thing you should focus on in forms is your triangles when it comes to your feet. But people are too focused on the top heaviness of the head down to the waist, and then the legs kind of last after that. So it is what it is. Your gestures is a fancy word, or figure drawing. You can say figure drawing gestures. It's fluidity of the body. So it ultimately means the movement of the body in a very convincing form, not this robot looking thing. You know what I'm saying? I have problems with drawing shapes in perspective, like when I am honest, turn to be pure. Okay, I'll get that in a second. Okay, so hello, IV24 joined. IV24. Okay, I see that. Okay, your name. All right, so gesture is usually around the idea of fluidity. That's what it is. It's not about because a lot of students tend to think gesture means anatomy, and they get this confused with trying to make details of the drawing. No, do not do that. Gestures is just to get the concept out. Do not try to make the elbow look like an elbow. Like, try to make an elbow, but don't try to define it and try to put shading and coloring and all that crap. Don't worry about that. Don't do that. You're wasting your time. That's not how you do gesture drawing. Gesture drawing is the idea of doing the drawing, not trying to make it as convincing as possible. What you're trying to convince your audience is that the action is happening. Think of Hinata from Haikyuu. The only thing I'm focusing on is Hinata doing the jump, or the crow's jump. That's it. You're not worried about if his hair is moving a certain way. You're not worrying about the lining of like his clothing. None of that. The only thing you need to focus on is the idea of the gesture. I think a good Instagram artist I recommend to students is Masters of Anatomy. I think you guys might find him or her very influential to learn from. See, if you look closely at this, he has a bunch of anatomy here that focuses on just the gesture. This is about gesture, about the action line, about the movement. It's not about how defining the arm is. It's not how defining the head is and how much nooks and crannies you can push into the body. So gesture is, yes, it's just a rough sketch. It is just the rough sketch of the idea. It's not about making it super realistic on the first tries. That then, if that was the case, it would just be called line art. It won't be called gesture, okay? It won't be called figure drawing. We'll just call it straight up drawing, or straight up like line art. That's it. So please do not get the gesture confused with the anatomy, okay? The gesture, like I'm going to say again, because a lot of students tend to get this confused. The gesture is the idea of the action. The anatomy is the details, because ultimately when people say, do you know your anatomy, what they're actually asking, do you know the details of every nook and cranny on that body? That's really what that truly is. Because you can draw Samurai Jack, and Samurai Jack, like, let's use Samurai Jack for example. Samurai Jack is not, his anatomy is not on point in the sense of it's every nook and cranny's there, but you know he's a male. He knows he's pretty fit. You know because they use shape language to get the gesture across. So once you have the understanding of the body and the gesture, then you can really pull some awesome stuff. Once you master gesture, then you have to go to perspective. I never go to proportions yet, because proportions are quite easy. Because if you take this drawing and you put a line here from the elbows, and then you find the shoulders, and then you go to the elbows, they're usually adjacent from each other in most cases. You know what I'm saying? They're always a straight line from each other. So there's never a question on where the joints are. Okay, I'll use a different example. Let's use this one. This girl punching this dude in the face. You see these arms? It's adjacent from each other. They're always adjacent from each other. They're always a line away. From her throwing a punch, straight line. Shoulders, straight line. Knees, straight line. Everything's a straight line from each other. Okay? You explained pretty honestly. You are amazing, you know. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Aw. Thank you, guys. I try my best. I try to be as clear as possible, because I don't feel like I explained well. I can't do gestures, but my mind hates. I know. It's a gesture can be a little bit frustrating, but if you use something called the line of action, which I tell my students to use a lot, they tend to get better at it because it is a guide. But what happens now? This is where the problem lays when I say use line of action. Now, or you might know it as the action line, depending on who you heard from on YouTube or from your art teacher. So like, the action line is pretty much the line that gives a sense of energy, okay? It doesn't have to be a straight line like this. Sometimes it can be a little bit wavy depending on what you're trying to do. But I'm telling you right now, the action line is not the spine. It is not the spine. It's loading, that's why I couldn't write it. It's not the spine. People get this confused. They think the action line is the spine. It is not the spine. The action line is a form of energy that is supposed to convey a sense of movement with your character, okay? So I think I have an example here. Let me use an example so I can put the line through it. Alright, no. Input. Okay. I know I'm taking long to get to the males, and I will get them. I will give it a 2-hour session. I'm not gonna, even if I go overtime, I will go overtime just for you guys to get the male anatomy in. I'm not going to abandon that because I know you guys are really waiting on that part. Let me see. Do I have one? I'll use this. I know this is old, but I'll use it anyway. So like right here. I think this is Losh's. I think this is Losh's Draw This My Own Style. I did this a while back. Let me see. Where's my layers? There we go. So like here for Losh, for instance, I'm gonna take this in the background. I'm gonna turn this down. Now, as you can see, there's not a lot going on, but there is something going on. So for instance, Losh's, I forgot. There. Losh's character here is going like this. If anything, that's the line of action. This is not the spine. Actually, if anything, if the spine's here, it'll be somewhere here. That's the spine. Somewhere around there. The spine kind of like curves. It curves. The spine never goes straight. Never do that. The spine always goes kind of like curvy. It curves all the time. But, well, it curves like this. To a certain degree. But it does not. Looks sick. Yeah, it looks awesome. But, like, it does not go like this. Because this is not your spine. It's a guide to give you a sense of direction. Okay? It's supposed to give you a sense of direction, a sense of energy. It's not supposed to, like, low-key make this the spine, because that would defeat all the purpose. Okay? If I wish it was like this, then it would probably make life much easier, but no. That is not the spine. Keep that in mind. Can you explain how to position the arms and legs for a different angle? I would love to, but I need to get to the... I really need to get to the torso thing, because I know everyone's waiting on that. So I will get to that if I can get the torso thing out of the way. I promise you. Okay, so just make sure when you ask that question, put it in the questionnaire so I can get back to it. Can you explain pretty understandable? You're not. You explain pretty well understandable. You're... Okay, wait, who? I missed someone saying something. Can you show an example if you can? Example of what exactly count? I wanted to make sure. Do you draw guidelines? Yes, I do draw guidelines. Nothing's wrong with guidelines. You should always use guidelines because it keeps things accurate in most cases. For real, it's funny, I could tell he's nervous, which makes me relax. I'm nervous. The only time I'm nervous is when I don't get my words together. That's when I'm talking way too much and I get lost in thought. Okay, so what are you saying is, should I focus more on shapes? And yes, you should focus on shapes and anatomy first. I mean, you should focus on these three in this order. I'm not telling you at random. I'm telling you exactly in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make this last. Do not worry about proportions. Now, I'm saying the reason why you don't want to deal with proportions is because you can... I've seen students try to draw something in perfect proportions, but what happens is they lose the sense of fluidity and realism for the sense of proportions, and the proportions make them look like a robot. Like beep bop boop boop bop robot. Okay, if you guys can recognize this symbol, you're awesome. If you guys can recognize this symbol, you're awesome. I think so. You gamers out there, you know what this symbol is. If you can tell this little running man where this is from, you get bonus points from me. I'll give you guys 30 seconds if you guys can figure out where this little running man's from, or this gesture's from. If you can figure this out, you get bonus points from me. I'll give 10 points to Gryffindor. Let me see. I've been stressing a lot lately, and now I'm more relaxed than ever. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. At least my nervous sounding makes you feel good. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, love your art. Thank you. Mario, more. I propose be back. I'm gonna practice drawing more. I'll propose be back whenever you stream. Okay, gotcha. It's already covered. Thank you. Okay, gotcha. Stickman running 3. Damn, I want bonus points. I'm crying right now. I don't know, man. I'm losing brain cells. Okay, trying to think. Not Mario, but it's iconic. It's iconic. Those of you who are my gamers, if you guys play JRPGs, you know what this from. I'll give you that hint. It's from a JRPG. JRPG. Jesus, I can't talk today. Flash, nope. I'll give you guys probably 30 more seconds. If you guys can recognize this. It's the Harry Stickman or whatever his nope. Oh, we still okay. Wow. Okay. I want bonus points. Hold up. Let me search it up. Okay. Only Blender in mind. Okay, so the position that you see is the I don't know if it has a name. The Cactus Runner, running man. You know what I'm talking about from Final Fantasy? The little cactus. That iconic little guy that always comes up in every Final Fantasy game. He always has a little thing right here. I don't know why that's so iconic, but like, I know it's for Final Fantasy, but it's always been so cute. I seen it, I think one time, Final Fantasy did a thing with Monster Hunter, and I think that thing is running around in Monster Hunter right now, in Monster Hunter World, I think. I don't think the Rise game, I don't think the most recent one, but I think it's in Rise, Iceborne. Cactar, yes, Cactar. I can never know the name. I never knew the name, but I always said little cactus running thing. I never knew the name, but I always knew what it was from. It's from Final Fantasy. I always thought it was so cute. Always seeing that little thing when it pops up. But okay, I'll give you guys 10 points just for effort. At least you guys actually respond. Last time I did something like this, no one responded. They was just sat there and waited till I said something. So I'll give you guys 5 points to Gryffindor. Oh, damn, you guys are cute. I never play Final Fantasy. It's alright, it's alright. If you don't know, then you don't know. I can't fault you for that, so I'll give you 5 points anyway. I was sweating trying to figure out something. I was saying, woohoo, points for us. Okay, so with that said, I think I really hit home with this, so I'm just gonna recap real quick, guys. Learn your shapes, your forms. Forms ultimately mean shapes, so always know that. You can do forms in 2 ways, using cross-hatching. If you look at Horikoshi, the guy who made My Hero Academia, you know what I'm talking about. When I say cross-hatching, look closely at this, like these little lines. It gives you a sense of shading. That's what cross-hatching is. It gives you a sense of shading. Look at Ichigo. Look at Kubo, the guy who made Bleach. If you look at his most recent stuff, he used cross-hatching a lot. And shade, like shade and cross-hatching, that's 1 or 2. But if you look at Horikoshi's sketches on Twitter or on YouTube, on Twitch or YouTube, he makes great lines. I might bring him up next Tuesday. We might talk more about that, about cross-hatching next Tuesday, because it's really important. You guys should learn that, because it gives you a sense of Final Fantasy is hard. Yes, it is hard. It's a hard game depending on which one you're talking about. Cross-hatching. Horikoshi. I can't always say his name wrong. He's amazing. Yeah, he's amazing cross-hatcher. He is amazing. It's god tier. He has god tier cross-hatching. He doesn't even need the color. Electric Stockman. Fight 2 thingy. Is that the, oh damn. Yeah, I got you, Choco. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring you, bro. Oh wait. Okay, just making sure that I didn't miss anyone over here on YouTube or Twitch. I'm just making sure you guys are over there. Oops. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna put you over here. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's god tier when it comes to cross-hatching. I think he said his favorite body part to draw is hands. That's why his hands are always so amazing to look at, because he uses them. He makes them his focal point most cases with hands. I think that's something I should really learn. If I have to learn from any artist, I think I'll learn from Hirokoshi, Kubo, and I don't think Akira Toriyama too much, because I feel like his art style is very geometric. I feel like it's very like shape based. It's really shape based. It's not really soft shape. It's really like don't get me wrong, it's a great art style. Dragon Ball art style, Chrono Trigger, or Dragon Quest is a great art style, but I feel like it's overplayed way too much for most beginners. It's too robotic in my opinion, but I like things that has a variety between shape and softer shapes in most cases, just like Hirokoshi in that sense. I love drawing hands. Good. If you have that mindset of drawing hands, then you'll do fine, because hands are the most complex thing to deal with. What about Demon Slayer art? I think Demon Slayer art style is very it's very unique, especially around the eye area. I had a problem drawing Demon Slayer eyes, because the eyes are always so octagon in its own way. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a weird thing, and like here Demon Slayer eyes is very particular. If you don't draw it in a particular way, it's not gonna look like quite convincing, you know. So I can see where that that type of art style can be very unique to most people in that sense. Do you know Kuzo Mari? Just curious. I heard that name before. I think, isn't Kuzo isn't he an Instagram artist? I think I know who you're talking about. These hand concentrated arts are usually on a completely new level of amazingness. Yes, most cases. What about Baki? Baki, okay. This is a weird one when people ask me about Baki art style. Baki art style to me, it is I look at Baki art style like I look at JoJo art style. It's very, I want to say not accurate, but it's very over the top to me. Like, I feel like certain, it's a hard one, because I look at Baki like I look at JoJo. It's just very obscure on how they sometimes draw. Like, I'm not saying their anatomy is not off, but like it's very like, I can't even put it in words. Yeah, I think it's overuse of too much muscles, because like if you look at Baki and you look at, say, Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball muscles are very like rock shaped if you stop and think about it. Like, it's very, like, if you think of it's very rock shaped, right? But with Baki, even though Baki is very more traditional in its art style, my god, it's just, I don't know, something about it always throws me off about Baki. I don't know. And the same thing with what do you call it, JoJo. But JoJo, I give JoJo a little bit more of a pass, because if you look closely, most of their bodies are very between. It's kind of between the two of Dragon Ball in that sense. And please don't try to scare me in the comments. I'm not saying that they're the same, but I'm saying like rock shaped outlines of JoJo, and then it has some parts of softness that comes in, but it's very hard to see, because like if you look at JoJo's Bizarre Adventure from episode 1, and then you see the most latest episode now, there's a drastic different art style compared to episode 1 JoJo, from Jonathan Joestar all the way to the most recent Joestar right now. There is you can see a significant different art styles. In art style, how much it has emphasized so much on shading and over the topness in most cases, but really the shading it comes through so emphasized, almost like X-Men, like 1994's X-Men. Think about it that way. In shading, I'm saying, in shading. I agree. I agree. JoJo's character. Yeah, like the characters, don't get me wrong, are unique and lovable in their way, but like art style wise, from JoJo episode 1, Jonathan Joestar, to the most recent Joestar, because I have not watched JoJo in a while, you can see a significant difference. Because remember, the focus on JoJo episode 1 was based on color. It was really big on color, right? On different color panels and different color styles and stuff like that. Then it just literally jumped from color to shading to emphasization of the poses. It is impressive. No, I have not seen the most recent JoJo. If you're saying season 6, no, I have not seen it. The last time I saw JoJo was, I think, Star Crusaders, and then I kind of dropped off after that. I was too busy with college at that time. Any opinions on the anime that time I got reincarnated slime? Well, my opinion on that anime, it's cute. I think it's really masterful to get people interested in a character that is already overpowered as hell. I think it's very masterful, and you must have good understanding of storytelling and character development and design on a character that already starts off as powerful as Sentama in that sense, in his universe. So like, it's funny because I would hate to write characters like that, because once they get into a corner where they could pretty much win, it is very hard to convince the audience that they should give a shit. There's some only the open. There is no season 6 yet. Only the opening. Oh, okay. It's cute. It is cute. Don't get me wrong. The slime anime is cute. Have you seen it? No. I've started baking in kind of the. I've been drawing in kind of the muscles and blood scenes, which are too much for me. Yeah, I think I like. Okay, there was one particular fight in Baki that really kind of made me scratch my head. It was like a fight between two villains. I guess they were villains, and they was in the hospital. I think they was fighting. They fought from the street to the hospital, and then there was just so much. I won't say gore, but it was just like so much unrealistic. Like the reason why JoJo can get away with the crap they does, because it's literally in the show bizarre adventure. So what you're expecting is such insane nonsense. You should not be, surprised if something insane happens. Like with the Pillar Men, like one of them had the ability to use their snot or their crying as a form of as a weapon, I think, if I remember right. It's been such a while. That's something that's expected, but when something like Baki, that's supposed to be, I guess, realistic in its nonsense somewhat, it's just, it kind of turns you kind of off, but like, it's so stupid to the point that you can't turn it off. Does anyone read manhwas? I always wanted to read a manhwa. I never got to, really. I always wanted to. Alright guys, I know you guys are waiting, I'm just stalling out. Alright, so let's get to the ideas of the male body. And I'll jump back to female eventually, or so. We got about an hour or so. So I'm gonna find a male body right now, so you guys can have an understanding of what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so... and then I gotta just give me one, I have to write it. Okay. Anime, male body. Reference. Yes, sir. Okay. Do you teach background art? No, I don't. I do teach a bit of perspective. I do teach that, Kel. I do. But not backgrounds or architecture. I avoid doing that because I'm not well versed there. That's something I need to learn based through my animations and through my what do you call it? Trial through error and teaching of understanding. Alright, so we have our male bodies here. I like talking to you. Aw, thank you. Back to work. All right. So we have our male bodies. Now, the thing with male bodies is that males are very square. In most cases, you guys probably have heard this thousands of times, but they're not too far from the females. But remember, the difference between the females, which I'll show you guys in 2 seconds. I think I still have the drawing here. Okay, we still have the drawing. Yes, good. We have it. I didn't delete it. Thank God. I thought I did. All right, let me just delete this side. Oops. There we go. Okay, so the difference between the male and the female, well, we already know what the difference are, but I'm just gonna give you that basic understanding real quick, so that's just what's mandatory. So the crotch here, and then butt, okay, like this. Now the male tends to have the dent, but the dent is not as emphasizes that as the woman in most cases. Not saying there's males who don't have like feminine traits either that made them look a little more feminine than usual, but we're just gonna go with the average male in most cases. Okay, so I'm not excluding anyone here, so if you're listening to this and you have feminine traits as a male, I'm not excluding you, but I'm just being quite clear, you're not the average that usually comes through when it comes to this anatomy type lesson. I'm just being honest and I'm just being clear with you, but I will mention you when it comes up, so don't think I'm just excluding or anything like that if you are somewhat feminine in your traits as a male. All right, so let's just make that very clear so you guys don't feel ostracized in any way. So okay, we have the neck, okay, and then we have the shoulders. Okay, you see how I drew this male? Because males tend to be a lot more straight on, more squarish, more in this case. See how I drew him the way I did? Because I have an understanding of the shape language. This is why I always call back knowing your shapes, because the body can be either one of two things. It can be a square or it could be a cylinder. Okay, where do you go to learn how to draw a body? I usually go to Pinterest most cases. Sometimes I just look at old books. Not books, but I look at real people. I tend to tell my students learn from realism, but I also tell them not to abandon your anime if you have an anime art style, if that's what you're trying to convey. I always tell them try to combine the two so I don't discourage them from drawing, because that's something that a lot of teachers tend to do to their students and make them feel less than for getting into something that got them into art in the first place, because I guess some teachers try to treat their students as if they're trying to be the next Picasso when they're not, which is not nice. So I always tell my students to, if you're going to want to learn anatomy, learn realistic bodies, but do not abandon your anime so-called art style, because that's what got you into this in the first place. So try to combine the idea of your anime style with the realism as much as possible. Be cognizant of where the elbow is. Be cognizant of the love handles where they are. Be cognizant of like the shoulders and how the neck the collarbone works, the neck, all that stuff. Just be cognizant of that and try to apply it to your anime characters. Most likely they may develop an art style that's close to, let's say, Cowboy Bebop or something like that. Like I would use Cowboy Bebop as a good reference to learn anatomy, because it's pretty realistic in its nonsense most cases. How long are the arms? That really depends on the individual that you're trying to draw. So like for instance, if I want the arms, actually no, that's not even wrong. That's not even right. The arms, I know that the elbow is always higher than the hips for both men and female, for males and females. So the arms are usually, the hips is about here. So the elbow will always be somewhere in this area first, and then the arms will pass by here, and then the hands will be about to the thigh most cases. If once you know the hands are here, the other hand will be here. You don't have to think about it. You know, the elbow's gonna be here. I mean, no, this is the hip. The elbow's here, right? And then you just kind of just connect everything from that point. Oh, looks kind of weird. Look like a noodle. That doesn't look right. You gotta be very, okay, there we go. You know, it looks a little elongated. If it looks kind of weird, just fix it, which I think it looks a little bit weird. So I'm gonna pull it back up a little bit, just about to the crotch. Okay. Right there. Oop, there. And then I'm gonna fix this arm a little bit. Looks kind of like a weird balloon noodle. Okay. There we go. When you draw body movements, what shapes do you use? When I do body movements, I don't use shapes yet. I just go with the gesture. So like, for instance, if I want a character to like, I don't know, if I want a character to like, let's say like this. I'm not really thinking of shape, I'm just trying to get the idea out first. So if I'm not thinking. I'm thinking, but I'm not thinking. Like, I'm thinking in the sense my brain's taking over in the sense of from practice. This is coming from actual practice. And what's happening is that my brain, as we speak, is intuitively thinking without me really thinking. It's literally taking autopilot from what I'm doing. This is why I tell my students to practice. Practice makes perfect because your brain will intuitively make the decisions for you. Most cases. Okay. I'm not making any, oh, like this. I'm not making any like crazy decisions because I'm not focusing on, like I said many times, I'm not focusing on the idea of what do you call it? Proportions. You draw so fast, it looks amazing. Thank you. And then I make the breast like this. I have the girl's breast like this, and then oops. And then her leg is like here. Okay. All right. And then our arm will be somewhere here. Okay, there we go. So it's not the perfect pose, but it gives you a sense of direction. You feel like the not only that the finger is like in your face. Actually, this finger should be not even be this far. It should be a little more closer up. It should be higher than this, like this, to give you a sense of depth. Now it looks like she's really in your face now with that. Okay. Impressive to watch how it comes up together. Yes, this is what happens. And if you want to learn how to draw like this, I always tell my students, learn what I teach. I teach you all the time. I'm not telling you the crap I'm telling you because I think it's going to be like oh, I'm going to look smart doing this. No, this is something I've learned through other mentors in the sense of watching YouTube, watching Mark Crilly, watching Ross Dross, watching even Bob Ross, watching Ergo Josh, watching Rek, I think his name is Rek, and watching some Twitch videos, Twitch live streams, and asking questions. You know, those who are willing to ask questions are ones who are going to make it far. Okay? So this is why you want to learn this. This is not the perfect pose. I'm not too happy with this pose. But it's supposed to convey a sense of movement. You see how it's not stiff because I'm not worried about proportions. Proportions. Shit, I'm not even worried about perspective, really. Perspective. I'm pretty sure this perspective's kind of off if you stop and think about it. But the point of it was to convey a sense of movement. Now I can go back, put this on opacity, and then go back and fix whatever I think is problematic with the drawing afterwards. But I don't have to do that now. I can always just do that later, but I'm just giving you guys a sense of direction. Can you briefly explain how to draw boobs? So drawing boobs is not that hard. What happens is the breasts are not they're not big round circles like this that most people might think. It is actually a raindrop. The breasts are raindrops if you stop and think about it. Look at any, like for instance, I'll make a torso right now, right now, and I want to put breasts on this character, so like I'm gonna put this here. Oops. Oops. This. Okay. And then like this. Okay. Oops, I did that weird. I did that really weird. Sorry about that. The breasts are mainly made of raindrops. Okay. They droop down. They don't droop like this big brown thing that happens. It's literally drooping down. Okay? Most cases, most breasts are drooping down. Even when they're probably perky or whatever the case may be, they're usually drooping down. Most cases. When they're perky, they're usually shooting up like this because they're not have the level of weight that is poking out at the seams. But when their breasts are really big, most cases they are drooping down. Most cases what's keeping them up is probably the bra itself. Most cases, and all that stuff. So that is usually what it is. Breasts drop down. They don't hold up like that. Ethan Becker, a goat. Yes, even Ethan Becker. He's a great animator. He worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender and I think Kubo. I think that was the Netflix animated show that they had. It was called Kubo. Okay. Can you explain how to draw a body or wavy hair? Right now we're focusing on the male. Do you draw small proportions? Yes, I do. I draw all types of bodies, from small to chubby. But I usually go for the most things I'm usually good at is usually the most leaner bodies, but I don't mind drawing chubby. I did give a lesson that just earlier today. I don't know if you guys didn't hear cats. One more question. How do you draw hands? Hands is usually a problem. Expressive to watch. Like how, whoa, new level. You draw so fast, it looks so amazing. I try. But the thing is, to draw hands, you have to look at it as a form of a box. Once you realize it's a box, oops, like this, you can kind of just get away with a lot from that point. I don't like drawing hands, even though I may make a decent hand right now. I still hate drawing hands. It is the most frustrating thing in my entire life. So, like, there's one thing I've learned from Ethan that he taught, and it was about hands. Thank God he showed this. It was something that Loesch was doing that no one really put an emphasization on. It's nothing bad, but Loesch likes to draw her hands like a mitten, like this, and she has a high knack of making them kind of like stay together and then kind of separate them in a sense. So she'll do this thing where she'll make a mitten of the hand nearly in every angle and make sure that at least 2 fingers are meshed together, so she can only focus on 3 fingers, which makes sense because it saves a lot of hell.
It cuts down on animation as well.
Well, I don't know if she does animation, but it does cut a lot of like corners in that sense where you don't have to draw every individual finger all the time, which is amazing, which is really smart on her behalf because I really hate drawing hands. So like I always do the hand mitten. So like if you want to draw, let me say like the hand. Oops, that looks really weird. I don't know what angle that's going.
Oh, that's a good. I don't think she does animation, but I'm just talking in general animation. They cut down that fourth finger for
Oh yeah, that saves money.
Sake.
That saves money. I don't know why.
Money and what you call it, time.
Oh yeah, yes, guys. If you're wondering, that's my sister. She came in the room. Those of you who are recognizing my sister, you guys always love it when she goes in here with her little self. Okay, so like this. Let's say like this. All right, and then if I wanted to make this like get that, and then make the hand like that or something. It's really annoying. I hate drawing hands for the death of me, but like it is a great strategy to learn how to draw hands as a mitten. And I think you all should learn how Loesch draws fingers, because if you learn from her, this way is kind of stuck together. If you learn from her, you can draw hands pretty easily. If honestly, which I'm gonna be studying under her for a good while. After I think I'm not going to do hands again 30 days, but I'll be doing that in my own free time. I might do another 30-day session again, but I don't know what for. Let me see. Can you explain a body of wavy hair? Okay, I read that. She is playing Genshin Impact again. Oh no, not today. She did that other day.
Impact out. Played for that 3 days straight.
Yeah. Alright, so guys, to be fair here, the body here, oh, am I on the wrong thing? Yeah, I'm on the wrong thing. The body here, oops, the body here for males tends to be very square in most cases. Now, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're making your male quite, because the body I just drew was either between the ages of 16 or like, I'll say like 20. Based on how I drew this male character, okay? Now, if we wanted to age up this body, for instance, there's something we have to look for. I'm going to copy and paste this so I don't have to redraw this shit again. So I'm going to copy this, and then...
This is like the traveler's body type. He can fit anything.
Yeah. Okay, so... Look at that. Now, what we're going to do... We're going to change his overall age by just aging up how his body is. Now, the male body tends to look older based on emphasization around the chest, the widening of the chest. Oh, shit. The widening of the chest, and I think sometimes the widening of the hips and the stomach. So I'm going to erase this part. And these shoulders being more broader. We're going to look at that too. Is she playing Genshin Impact again? No, that's it right now. Not right now, she's not. Not right now, she's not. Swag sister moment. Choco says, I'm not sure about background, but I've seen him do the other two. Yeah, I don't really focus on background. It's not like My Hero Academia. It kind of looks, flows better. Yeah. Kind of Ascension is sub. Oh my god, I forgot. Oh, have you ever seen Blood Blockade? Yes, I've seen. I haven't seen the whole anime, but I've seen snippets of it. There's that one scene.
Genshin stream?
Ayo, Genshin stream. Hey Chris, what's going on?
Can you show her work? Oh, you're talking about the girl with the mitten hand.
Oh, so sure, I can show some Loesch. I think that's still a learning.
Some blogs.
Let me see.
Oh.
Okay, so
Disappointment.
I can show you guys what I mean. Because Ethan pointed it out.
I would like to see you play Genshin.
One day. I gotta make time for that. I'm too busy teaching all the time.
Oh, I'm not gonna even tell you how to do it. I'm gonna let you figure it out yourself. The same way I did.
You're talking to me like I never played JRPGs before.
Well, not this one.
How do you know?
This one's different.
What's the difference between Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts,
I don't know.
Fantasy Star, all these other games?
On the surface, it's like that. But when you get really deep, like...
Excuse me. Sorry, guys.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, my other thing is... Oh, okay, it's Choco. Okay, because, like... That's a giant jump between Patrick Star and Isabella. I'm both YouTubing on this. Okay, good. Okay, just making sure. So let's look closely at what Loesch has done. As you can see, look closely at her hands. I know I'm gonna probably zoom in on this for you guys.
Careful.
Okay, I tried to draw the male body, got stressed and cried in sleep. Aw, don't worry, I got you.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but that's...
The ending.
I'm sorry.
The ending.
The ending hurts me.
Okay, so, see, if you look closely at Loesch's hands, you see how the hands are kind of like a mitten? Like, think of the mitten, effect where you're wearing a mitten like in wintertime. There's always usually 3 or 4 or all fingers, but some people...
to learn, sorry.
Okay, good. So, the fingers sometimes go like this, depending, or like sometimes like this. If you have 2 fingers, some people have 2 fingers, some people have 1, and the 1 finger like this. Some people have all fingers. But Loesch tends to go with the idea of her drawings to be...
Stick them fingers together.
To stick the fingers together and group them together to make it easier just to convey the gesture. And it's a great strategy if you stop and think about it, because you don't have to worry about drawing every individual finger at once, right? So, like, let's look closely at what she's about to do. This is her from 2003, okay? And look at this hand. Let's look closely at the hand here. Blockade, Battlefront ending, and Sugar Song, better stuff. I gotta watch it. I gotta finish that show because I love that one scene that's been. Oops.
Cilantro soup with.
Oh, I'm plug this in before this starts telling me you can't see. Okay, the what you should look closely is here. Is that the fingers are always together. It's usually around the middle and the index finger. I mean, the
middle finger and the ring finger.
The ring finger. I've said that wrong. The middle finger and the ring finger that usually play together most cases, if you look closely. 90% of the time, her drawings are always emphasizing the ring and the middle finger as one whole entity. Let me use another example. Ethan pointed this out, so I'm not being. This is pretty much copycatting at this point. I'm just gonna be very aware of this. See, look at how she has her sketch. Watch it on my Western com, preferably the dub. Okay. Actually, I have it. I already have Funimation now, so I can go watch it later on through a friend of mine. Okay, do you know what is the body anatomy? Because artists usually needs to know that to draw bodies. Yes, you need to know. Feeling in my throat. Yuck. No, something's poking me in my throat. It's probably hair. Yuck. Chrissy, can you give me some water?
You stopped my finger mid-sentence. How dare you?
I'm sorry about that, but something's poking my throat. I tried to draw the... Okay, I read that. Okay. Do you know that? Yes, you must know the male body. You must have an understanding of the body. Or at least a firm understanding of it. You don't need to know every single the body just to understand it. If you have a good understanding, you don't need to know a NASCAR car to drive a car. You know what I'm saying? You know how the car goes. You got the wheel, you got your gas, you got your what do you call it? Oh, fuck. I'm having a blank. Yeah, please give me that water.
Are you dying?
No, it's something poking my throat.
Ugh. Drawing ASMR?
No.
No. You're no fun.
What? Wait, this looks cute. I'm so glad I saw this. Yes, this is not mine. This is Loesch's. This is Loesch's art style.
You said how you know these people.
I have actually reached out to some of these people before.
I need a controller. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I've talked to some of them before. I actually wanted to talk to Ergo Josh, but I never got the chance to get to. They're very kind people. They tend to respond, especially if you're not being really rude or anything.
Or asking for a free picture.
Or any of that shit. And I don't like them if you to do it either. But anyway, so let's look at here. Look at this. once again, Losh is drawing. And she made sure that the hands are together again. There's always the one finger away from each other, like this. The hands are always like kind of like this. So look closely at this as you're watching. The hand. See, I'm gonna pause it right about here. Right. Come on. Okay, you see, like, oh, wow, it has to be right on the triangle. That's annoying. I gotta find a new one. I can't find another one. I gotta find another one. So.
Damn, son. It spells her finger touching ways.
Okay. Where can I find one? Okay, this is a nice one. This is an amazing one. Oh, I'm gonna head out now. Thanks for the awesome things. No problem, Techno. No problem. You stay safe as well. See you on Thursday if you're here. Okay, so look closely. See the middle finger and the ring finger are once again together again. At some point, can you teach us how to draw hair? Yes, I will. I will teach you that. I might bring it up tomorrow. On Thursday, or so. You've grown so much. Do you remember me? Can't remember. Well, you changed the picture and the name, because I definitely want to remember. I would remember at least the name or the picture, but please let me know. I would love to know. And since you said I've grown so much, I'm your sim. I'm your simp. What? What time on Thursday? It's 6 p.m. to. Oh my God! It's 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all the time. On what time on Thursday? I'm not really sure what you mean by that, Moms, but...
When did you get one?
I wish you gave me a name. If you gave me a name, then I probably might remember. I tend to remember. Okay, so I'm just letting you guys know, that's how you draw hands. Do the Mitten Method by, like, you make you make a literal hand, like this. Like a... boom, boom, boom. Kind of like square. Boom, boom, boom. And then... you, depending on where you put your thumb, let me just say here.
No, put it backwards. Do not put it backwards.
Like this. Remember, the thumb is always kind of independent from everyone else, so you don't have to kind of worry about it too much, right? And then you kind of make one finger like this, or like this. I hate drawing hands. And then you kind of make the two fingers like Losh. And then you make one finger kind of like sticking out. So you make the two fingers like this. That's how Losh kind of gets away with most of her work. She kind of just makes a square, and then she kind of figure out where the thumb is. Right? And then, oops. And then like this. Oops, I'm making this look weird. What the hell am I doing?
Someone's off in your mind.
I'm making it look weird. What the hell? Okay. Like that, and then, oops. It's a little bit too far down. I'll make it like this. Okay, like that, and then, okay. And then make the pinky kind of like poke out like this in that form. It looks terrible. That looks like crap. But the point is to do the Mitten Method. That's why I hate drawing hands. But like, or you can do it the way I do it sometimes. I'll do it like this, the old classic way. You'll take a hand, right? I'll take a hand, right? And then make the gauges like this. What this does, it gives you a sense of limit, of size when you're drawing the hand. So like if I were to draw the hand right now, like this, and then I'll have this is the pointer finger.
Oh, the catalogs.
The finger will be here. Okay, this finger will be here. Oops. Okay, like this. Okay, and this finger will be here. Like now, and then this finger will be kind of like here. But because remember this finger's longer, so
I don't have the
like this, and then this finger will be like this. So I would have a sense of direction in that sense, and then I'll put the little knuckles in, and then that's pretty much it. This allows me to at least know how long and how far my fingers are gone. It's not perfect, but I need to practice more on this. But I've practiced fingers for a good while, but I need to practice like I did clothing. But what I'm saying is there's techniques to get around this all the time, so don't feel discouraged if you can't draw hands. I suggest study under Losh's pictures. Look at Losh's pictures. You might have a good understanding, and you can do the Mitten Method, make it easier to make fingers. I was here when you were at Zero Peoples. Oh, really? What was your name? So what do you remember? I can't remember if you changed everything. Dino. Oh, I remember Local Simp.
Oh.
It's Local.
Oh.
I remember I didn't want to call him Simp or her. I didn't want to call him Simp or they. I didn't want to call they Simp. So I said Local. I always referred to them as Local. I remember this now.
Mm-hmm. I remember that name.
I do remember. Now I remember. I was here. Do you know how to draw ab, body? We're getting to that right now. Okay, so as we can see, we already got to the whole hand thing. Now let's look closely at this. Mainly to make something look more older, the chests are more wider, more emphasized. Oh my god, that was a long time ago. Yeah, that's when I kind of just started around that time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that name, Local, and I did not want to say Simp because I thought I didn't want to say you're a Simp. I remember, yes, I remember you. Sidetrack. So yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yes, I remember you. I do remember. So I'm hoping you're doing well, Local. I hope what you've been up to though. Please tell me. So like right here, as you can see, hey Sama Jita. Can I say Jita or Sama? Can I say Sama? I don't want to disrespect your name. Can I say Soma? I think it's Soma. Can I say Soma for short? Is that okay? On Instagram? Okay, so, and thank you for the hearts, I appreciate it. So like the arms here are emphasized. It's emphasized here and much more bulkier.
Jeez.
Unlike what?
Look at all the black women.
Those are some amazing black women.
It's all the black women.
They're amazing.
It's amazing. It is.
Wait, is that a new map?
Yeah, it's a new killer and everything.
Oh, okay. She's playing DBD, peoples.
Howie.
Anyway, so that's amazing. We can't hear you. Never mind. Okay, so we gotta make the arms a little bit more big and emphasize. Oh. Yes. Okay. Good. Soma. Got you, Soma. Good. I'm glad that I can at least call you that. I don't want to disrespect the name. So okay, we make the arm like this. I'm gonna make the arms like that. Right. It almost looks like I'm making breasts again, but I'm not. The point is we're trying to make it look more manly, so we're going to like this, and then we're going to like this. We're going to emphasize. We don't want this to look we want this to be shown, but we don't want the body to look like it's feminized, so we're going to put it like this, and then we're going to give it a love handle like this. We're going to emphasize stuff, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to erase this other half real quick. I'm sorry I keep knocking into the thing for you guys on Instagram. I'm sorry about that. It's just that it's right under my arm, so I keep shaking it. I'm sorry. Okay, so... Okay, so like we got that through. Okay. And remember, males have love handles, so that is important to know. Males are usually really straightforward, most cases. Okay. Okay. Now, erase this. Okay, and then go straight forward. And then we're gonna go back to here. And then remember, see how the males have these really hard love handles right here? They kind of like go down and break off. That's what we want. We don't want it to be straight down, We want the love handles to be seen. We don't want them to be like forgotten. So we're gonna break off, and then to like that. Okay. I think I elongated the crotch way too much. We'll fix that part. Oh, we can barely see. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Alright, so the stomach's here. I love your art. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Soma. I try my best. I hope you're learning anything that I'm teaching if you're into anime. Are you a big anime fan? Okay, like this, right down, straight here, and then we're gonna stop. Okay, right here, and then those cases. I'm gonna give them pants somewhat of a pants, so we have a sense of direction on that. Okay. Body is like this. Emphasize more. Okay. Okay. Okay, like that. And then the stomach, depending on how you want to draw this, since we're doing this in a somewhat, just keep shaking, I'm so sorry guys, like a turn view here, we want to show that his sides are being shown like this. Okay. Want this not to be a straight line. We want this to be crooked a little bit. Okay. And then like that. Okay. If you look closer at this, the way I'm drawing this is kind of like close to like something similar to like Bleach. Because Bleach characters tend to have more longer torsos than most anime characters, if I remember right. I think the two type of animes that usually have their males with a very long torso is usually Bleach characters and haiku characters. Oh no, not haiku. Free characters. Those of you who have seen Free, the water sports anime, they tend to have very elongated stomachs most cases. Yes, torso Tuesday, true. How do you draw legs? We can't get to that. I'm gonna save that for next week. I can't see. Oh, there. Okay. Can you move the camera? Okay. Can you guys see? I'm just making sure. Okay. Yeah. Just because if I run off to that, I won't get anything done. We have an hour left, so I want to get this out of the way. Okay. Let me see. But please hold that question for next week or so, or for tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm getting sick. Anyway, the point is this: is that we're going to put cheese and bread. Yes, cheese and bread. Okay. Can you draw the torso, but in a front profile? Yes, I can definitely do that. Okay. Oh. Yes, I love anime and drawing, and I always try to draw. Good. I love hearing that, Soma. What is your favorite anime by any chance?
It's 9:08 for us.
It's 9:08 for you guys? It's 9:08. Oh no. Okay, I was about to say.
9:08.
Because I'm at Eastern Standard Time, so okay. So we're going to draw this the same way. I'm going to make this like this. Okay. Okay.
Bless you.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I think I'm getting sick a little bit. I'm getting a little sick. And now these days, when you say you're a little sick, that could be a death sentence to everyone else. Nowadays, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Alright.
That's crazy. Alright, so right now, I'm not trying to worry about the gesture. No, not to worry about the proportions. I'm just trying to get the idea done first. I always say that to everyone. I try to get the emphasization of the body first. before I do anything else.
Have you ever got around to drawing back muscles?
Back muscles?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Like your shoulder blades, the muscles that's in your back.
Yes. I've done that before.
For men?
Yes.
Okay.
I did it from women and men.
Yeah.
I did a lesson on that last week.
Oh yeah, I was not here.
Yeah. Yeah, where were you? That was Saturday.
Yeah.
You were doing nothing.
No, I was at work.
Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yes.
Oh, movie night with Ducky.
Yes, that's what you're doing, movie night. Never want to learn.
Oh, I've been pulling that stuff with Mom. She's like, I don't want to learn. You want to learn? She's like, yes, but you should already need this.
Yeah.
And she gets so... She's like, I don't know all the answers. And I'm like, yeah. You can.
She said that?
Yes.
Oh. I only got that response before. Lucky.
I don't think
Wish I was there to see it.
I don't think she will admit it to you, though.
I don't think she would either. Okay, let me see. Okay, like that.
Hey, you don't like it too much, don't you?
Okay, like that. Sorry about that. What time is it for? I'm practicing the head while I am watching you. Good. Practice what you are having trouble with. It doesn't have to be with today's lesson, but at least try. Out of curiosity, could you try drawing the OC I DM'd you on Insta one day? I kind of want to see how you would draw if that. Yeah, sure. I know. So, oh my gosh. Yeah. How do you draw back muscles? I did that last week. Last Saturday. It should be up there on YouTube if you want to refer back to it, but if you'd rather wait till I do that another time, you can. I used the reference lines to teach you guys how to use reference lines when making your characters for your OCs for like turnarounds and stuff. So I did do the back, front, and side. It is there. Hi, back. Hey, Sally. Okay, so like right now the body's like this. Body's like fine. So we don't want it to be that square. We want it to go towards we wanted to go towards where we want it to go. So we're going to do this again, like okay. And now we don't want it to look feminine. The point is to not make it look feminine looking, because it'll defeat all purpose of this. Okay, and then the arms, depending on what we're going to do here. Okay, and then okay. When I draw muscles like this, you know what I think of?
What?
I think of Asta from Black Clover.
Yeah.
For some odd reason. All the time.
I feel like Black Clover, when it comes to their body types, they're a little more stiffer. Just a bit, but not like, oh, that looks stiff, but like, oh.
No, you're talking about if you're talking about just the basic animation when you're watching an episode, yeah.
Yeah.
But when you watch the episode when they put the money shots in,
no.
it changes everything for everyone. Like the Sakuga stuff.
Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like Ida should have got a little bit more time to, use the money shots.
Money shot. Or so. Okay, and then I'm going to change these arms. I'm gonna make the arms go like this.
Rate going?
What?
Yeah.
What?
The stream was on 8,000 bit rate.
Who? You?
Yes. I had to down it so much for it to actually work.
Oh, that's my doing. I think.
Yeah, I know it is.
I think that was my doing.
I had to drop it to 3.
Okay. So, let me see. Get this arm.
Have you seen Attack on Titan?
Yeah, I have not seen the most recent. Ever since I started this teaching thing, I have never had time for myself. I'm too busy thinking of lesson plans.
I just tried to pause it live.
What?
He just tried to pause it live.
Oh, it's
I know you're so well put together. Your lives seem like an actual video.
yeah. You can think of that sometimes. I sometimes do that when I'm watching a Twitch video. Because you can pause it on a Twitch video, but it's just gonna continue where it is. It kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Of pausing, you know. According to the story and feelings, Naruto is #1 for drawing and fighting. One Punch and My Hero Academia. Yes. Yes. Hey, Rebecca. Welcome back. I remember you, Rebecca. Yes, that is true. Hey, babe. Okay, now, as you can see here, I don't think this is quite accurate with the way I'm drawing this, but it gives you a sense of idea here and here. Remember, the stomach, or we can go to a much better body in the sense where it's something more straight line like this. Because the male body tends to, depending on how lean you want there's something called V-taping, so the body goes straight like this. So unlike the female, what happens, in this for example, the female body, this is terrible muscles, I'm just gonna be honest with you. The female body tends to go like this. Okay? And then the back of here tends to shorten. Okay? Like this, and then you take away the breast. I mean the chest, the pecs, and then you kinda add breast from this point, depending on how big you want it, but I'm just trying to emphasize this to give you guys a sense of what I'm trying to say here.
Bubbies.
Bubs. I just sex changed this character real fast. Okay.
Gave booty.
Gave booty. I think her stomach's a little too wide. I think her hips are way too high. So like this is what I'm saying is the female body tends to have an hourglass.
That bone is moving is like you have it attached to your shoulder.
What, this?
The phone I'm talking about. This one on the side.
This one?
Yeah, Instagram phone. Being moved around like
okay.
It's on your shoulder.
I'm kind of surprised One Punch is, since it's usually just a slice of life and then crazy monster attack. Yes, it's kind of, it disguises itself that way in most cases.
The best disguise I've ever seen.
Okay, let's see. See, Boruto tries to do that crap. That shit is stupid. Now, I emphasize, the reason I'm drawing this as female is because you can see the difference. Now, like this, the female, I think I can go any more further with this, actually, to be honest. And come on, pen, don't do this to me. Come on, today, stop it. Come on. Okay, we're back in business. Okay, good. Okay, now the body tends to go like this for the female in most cases, okay? But for the male, a male's body, especially a lean one, can go actually like this. It can, oops, really? Like that, and then V-taping itself into. Oops, wrong place. See here, we want to boop, 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 boop. So it's kind of square, and then we have the hips like this, and we have to square up those hips. Okay. We don't want to round them out. Okay. Okay. Alright, I see. Okay, I see that. Let me see. Can you show the basis of poses? The basis of poses happens around form and shapes and forms. See your videos. Let's see. Let me make sure I don't miss anyone's responses. Okay. What is your favorite body part to draw? I think it's usually the eyes. And sometimes the torso, I'm not gonna lie. One main reason I want to draw is to become a fashion designer or a artist. Then you're in the right place, because if you want an artist and also you want to do this, I suggest Zoe Hung. She is a fashion designer slash an artist. She will teach you how to draw clothing and teach you how to put on your characters. Her name is Zoe Hung. Go on YouTube. I've learned from her on how to draw clothing. Zoe Hung, I think his name is Zoe Hung. Just to show you what I'm talking about, so you guys don't get confused on this. I'm gonna give you guys a emphasis and reference, so you guys can't say Jason didn't give you any source. I'm going to type in Zoe Hung. Yeah, I was right, Zoe Hung. I've just been saying her name right. Good. I always thought it was not Zoe. I know Hung was the right word, but I thought it was like. So you go to her YouTube channel. Her name is Zoe Hung. I recommend her to anyone who wants to learn how to draw clothing. This is her picture right here. Those of you who are having a hard time, that's her name, Zoe. Oops. Really? I hate when that happens. Okay, Zoe Hung is right here. I'm kind of surprised I wanted to. Okay, even though it is a season? Is that that's a term for something? Oh, right here. Her name is Zoe Hung. Please check her out. She'll teach you how to draw clothing. I've learned from her a lot. I'm back. You're back. Are you using a display tablet? If what? I'm using an XP Pen 21.5 monitor to answer your question. 9. What time is it for you? It's practicing. Okay, I'm back. Your face. You're back. Yes. One of your main reason I want to draw is because of fashion. Okay. Can you tell me the basis of how to do a running pose or any pose? You can only do any pose if you have a good understanding of shape and 3D form. If you have an understanding of shape, 3D form, and gesture, you'll be fine. Practice shape first. If you know your squares, triangles, rhombuses, and rectangles, then move on. Now form will be under the idea of 3D shapes. So put your 3D shapes and try to understand them. Focus on them and learn them. This is where a deliberate perspective will come in. After that, learn gesture. If you learn gesture and combine those three, you make up any pose you want. I have seen Attack on Titan. Yeah, I'm not ready for January. Why? How come? I tried to pause the live. Okay, for season 4. Okay, I won't be. You won't be, Fred. Hi, aren't you abs? Yes, the abs are a bit weird. I'm not lying to you. What are your favorite parts to draw? I think the eyes. I can't wait. I can't wait for your video. I can't wait to see your videos for some reason. Yes, my videos will be coming out soon. So can you solve basics of poses? How do you draw animals? Can you please show me how to do the shapes then? Alrighty, I'm a skedaddle. Bye. Okay, later. Later, Ima. We can't see the name. Okay, right here it says Zoe Hung, right there. Oops, if I missed something. My friend tried to teach me, and I understand. I didn't understand. What was exactly what you're trying to let them teach you? That's the question. Okay, I was just making sure I read everyone's questions. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'll be back on Thursday Live. Okay, gotcha, Yuri. Yui. Are you? Yui. Okay. So Zoe Hung will be the best person to go to if you want to learn how to do fashion design and or clothing, just in general, if you want to learn how to draw clothing and put wrinkles and stuff like that. So please go to her. I recommend her all the time to anyone who wants to learn how to draw clothing in any which way you want. Now, this is quite wrong the way I drew the abs, but that's not the focus. The focus is just the idea of getting the body out. As in like shape. So let's go back here. So the body here is going to be rounded here, so we don't want to go like this Okay, like this. Okay. Now, the collarbone needs to be widened. I have mine too close. So the collarbone has to be like this. It has to be really, like, emphasized like this. Okay. Okay, there's a bit of a nudge here under the armpit. Here. Okay. So I'll go like this. That. Okay. And now we want these love handles that connects here to pop out, because that's what it usually does for boys. See how I'm going back and fixing my mistakes? It's always good to go back and look at your mistakes so you don't make them again. Okay. Right. The legs are very soft, so we need to break that off. Alright, I'm gonna make this hard. I think this body is a little bit too short, and it's nonsense, so I'll make sense of it in a second. Like 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, so, I'm gonna get this right. Okay. Okay, go back. Okay. Oops. Okay. Stomach. Are you going live tomorrow? No, I'm not going live tomorrow. I go live every Tuesday and Thursday. I wish I can go every day. That can happen more often if you guys follow on the YouTube. Because, I can't do it every day for free, sadly. Because I gotta find a way to support myself in that sense. And I think YouTube and Patreon will be the best place, but I need to get YouTube to see that. So you guys have to follow. Or so. If that really would be appreciated if you guys do that. That's not too hard to ask. Okay, that's 1, 2. That's 1, 2. And okay. Okay. Now we're looking more, it's looking more like a male's body as I'm going. I will fix the lower half of this because the crotch doesn't look right. Okay, think about here. Okay, about there, I think. Oh god, I'm gonna sneeze again. Jesus. Looks like chicken for the lower half. Yes, it looks like a chicken for the lower half. Hello, good evening. Oh, Jesus. Wait, what is your pronouns? Him. Are you going tomorrow? Looks like chicken. I'm a him. Oh, wow. Bless you. Bless you. I like that. Bless you. Bless you. I actually like that. Bless you. I never heard that. Bless you. I think that was on purpose too. Bless you. Never heard that one before. Okay, so let me see. We're putting like this, right? And then I'm gonna make the arms big. I want the arms to be away from the body in the sense. Let that load in. Oh, there you go. Let that load in. I don't want to do too much and then it croaks out on us. So it sounds like you're exploded with that sneeze. I would have, but I gotta keep it alive for now. Okay, so I think I'm getting sick. I'm not sure. I don't really like the sound of that. If I die, peoples, you know I die doing what I love most. This coronavirus is not no joke, as they claim. Not saying I have it or anything, but Jesus. The saying that you're feeling a little sick could be like a death sentence to anyone who hears that. It's so funny. Okay. Like this. Let me see. Make his arms like this. So I have his arms like this. Where you can kind of see it like this. I'll fix it a little bit as I'm going. Alright. Now, his upper half needs to be fixed. Okay. Men's necks are really... The men's necks are very emphasized in most cases. Okay. The shoulder is a little bit too high on here. We want it there, right about there. Okay. Okay. I think this body can be elongated a little bit more. I'm gonna pull him down, and then I'll read what you guys have to say. I just want to pull him down a little bit. I feel like he's a little bit too short in his torso. Okay, that's a lot better. Now he feels more elongated. Good. We want that. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. Shit. Okay. Okay. I also sound like you're getting sick. Hopefully not. You can't die yet. I need this, man. I got you. I'll try not to die. Everything you sneeze, you give me a heart attack. I'm so sorry. I try not. I'll give you guys a heads up when I'm about to sneeze. I bet you. I promise. Okay. I don't like how I'm drawing the chest. I'm gonna fix that a little bit. I'm gonna get rid of this line. Don't need it no more. Like that. Okay. Okay. I want to get rid of the nips because I don't want TikTok coming after me. Because TikTok is just a dickhead like that sometimes. Okay. Okay. So let's. Okay, like that, and then like that. So our body's a lot better than it was before. I don't know what the hell I was doing before. It doesn't look perfect, but it's a lot better than it was than we had it before. Okay, so what the difference, as I showed you guys before, is that the male's body is like a straight down and then a break off. So it's a straight down and a break off and a little bit of a bump here. Something similar to what I taught you guys when you want to make your girls look more thicker in that sense. So like before I taught you, you make the body like this, and then you kind of like leave this bump here to give more thickness to your character. Because that bump will indicate that the outfit is tight, okay? Or at least in that form. Don't worry, girls do have love handles too, but then again, it's a lot smaller compared to men, depending on their weight and size. But most cases, everything on women are a lot more smaller than men, even if they're overweight. So if a girl's like overweight like this, a man's much bigger in comparison. They could be the same height and eat the same exact food, and the man's stomach will be bigger than the woman, and the woman's stomach will be just slightly smaller. Everything's always different between males and females in this situation, scientifically. So like everything females do can be emphasized more from the male, because males tend to, I think, absorb more food compared to women, but they have higher, if I remember right, men has higher metabolisms than women, so it makes it harder for women to lose weight faster. Okay, so males, it's hard for women to lose weight because their metabolisms are not as, I think, burning as men. So that's why it's harder for women to lose weight compared to men in most cases, which is a pain in the ass to them, and I can understand where, especially if you're an older woman. But right now, as you can see, everything that we just did was perfect. Well, almost perfect, I can say. A lot better than I had it before, because I was not thinking in my brain. I was doing the gesture, not the idea of the body itself. So we have an understanding that the body is straight down. It's like, for men, it's like bam, bam, bam. For women, it's like curve, curve, down. Okay? Most cases. There are some instances where a man can have like a feminine trait, not trait, but like look based on the angle, but that's very rare, if anything, unless your male is pretty feminine looking, which can happen. I'm not saying that doesn't, but that does happen. I would say that this one's more masculine compared to the one that's over here, because even though the abs are here, the shoulders are not as broad as this one. Actually, I can make these more broader when you think about it. If I can give them like Dragon Ball Z broad shoulders, and then they'll still look right, because on the emphasization of the rest of the body falling in line in that masculine toughness. So I can just make it even more like that. Oops. Like that. Even more masculine than it is before. So that's always that. Okay. So that's that emphasization. I can go back. And then the arms will be broad, because everything comes like, if the shoulders are broad, the arms are broad. Most cases. It's very rare that the arms the shoulders are extremely big, but the arms aren't. That's really hard. Because for this to be even a thing, you have to work out the arms alongside the shoulders for it to go up and down to make those traps so big. But it's possible to make your traps big without using your arms. You can do this thing where you can go up and down with your shoulders, but it's going to be painful, so you might as well use your arms. I tried to pause it to like the other person. Why? Why are you guys trying to pause it? Why? Why are you guys trying to pause it? Now I'm starting to find that funny now. I find that more funny as time goes now. Why are you guys trying to pause it? I don't understand. But why? It blows my mind. Okay. Thigh so beautiful. The thigh is so beautiful. Okay. The thigh is so beautiful. Well, I didn't go all the way to the leg. I'm gonna keep that for next week, because I think legs should be a class on its own. That's why I'm not going for legs. That's why I'm keeping it cut off. So if you guys are wondering why you're not drawing the rest of the body, it's because I'm trying to keep that as a thing for itself, because I think legs are a very important body part to understand, to keep balance. It's not just the fact of drawing the leg, it's the understanding of balance and putting your character in a situation where they can, be placed in, okay? So if you want swipe left and screenshot. You have a clear screen. Why you guys like it? You guys are liking my abs? Is this what this is? You sickos! Leave my abs alone! Leave my abs alone! Damn you! Damn you all! Oh god. Oh Jesus, guys. You guys are silly. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze again. Oh jeez. Oh no, here we go again! Oh. Sick. There's something in the air. Probably allergies. Ooh. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Oh. Okay. I only have 30 minutes left. So, if you guys are wondering the differences, I didn't delete it, so you guys are wondering, it's not gone. I'm just hiding it out of the way so we can make more room. Okay, so as you guys can remember, when drawing, say the female body or male body or a case may be, please, oh, now I can hear my nose stuffy. Please be aware that the emphasis of the waist is mainly where it's coming from, and the shoulders. It's like mainly shoulders. Women's shoulders tend to be more swayed down. Males are more swayed up, most cases. So look for that. I'm gonna highlight it. No, I'm gonna highlight this. Highlight. So swayed down. Remember this. They're swaying down, swaying in, swaying out, swaying up, swaying straight. Why am I saying swaying? And then bump out and in, because men have bigger what do you call it? Love handles. App, it's Clip Studio Paint. You sound like you're a splatter spit. Oh god, no. Can you draw Toji on set? Toji? Who's Toji? I'm not... Wait, Toji? Isn't that from from Tokyo Revengers? Let me see screen. Oof. From JoJo. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay. Well, I'll pull a poll. I'll put Toji from Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'll put someone else. I guess I'll draw a male this week. Yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah. So, like, as far as I see it, let me point it out here in today's lesson. So, if you look closely, the male goes straight down, out, back in, and out again. Because the males are very straightforward. Even with the feet, oh my god. And the feet, oh my god, my nose. No! Okay, now I can breathe. Anyway, now the V-taping here from here is like a triangle, like shoop, 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 right? But even though there's a V-taping here, you have to understand that the love handles is poking out like this. Jogo. Okay. And then out here and then like that. So be careful when doing this, because it's really easy to draw your males and they end up looking more feminine than they have to. Here's Hisoka. I'm pretty sure this is Hisoka. No, that's not Hisoka. That's Tendu from that's the spiky-haired, red-haired dude from Haiku, the one that likes to sing and taunt the fuck out of I think it was Kirishima. Isn't that his name? With the glasses. You see how even though like the dip in most women is here, the dip is down where the love handles is. So like, let's put it this way. If I were to draw this again, like this, if I were to draw Hisoka, the way I'm not Hisoka, Tendo from the way they have him drawn like this from Haiku. Okay. that. Okay. Okay. There's no problem with you, man, looking a little feminine. Wink wonk. Wink wink. Wink wonk. Cute. Okay. Okay. Like that. Okay, let me grab this a little. Oh wait, this is on that. Oh, I hate this when I do this every time. That's why you should always go with the new layer every time, which is annoying, but it's okay. I'll just emphasize as I go. I mean, improvise. I say emphasize. No, too wide, too wide. Okay. No, too skinny. Okay. The back of this will go like this and then like that. Okay. So we don't want it to be like this because it's too close to the... We want it to be like boom and then down. We want this to be part of the arm. Like it's connected to the arm in some form. Okay. Okay, shoulders here, and then the other shoulders like this. I want to fix this arm. It doesn't look right. It looks like a weird Muppet arm. Don't want that. You want it to be as convincing as possible. I tried to... You draw so beautiful. I tried to draw according to it. It's so pretty. I know, the line art is amazing, the way they wrote. There's no problem. The line art that the artist drew it, the Korean artist who drew this was very good at their line art. Their line work is amazing. I'm just trying to emphasize as I'm going and making adjustments here and there, because there's some adjustments I can make that's a lot more fitting to this, but that just shows I need more work on my skill when analyzing and assessing what I'm looking at, because I'm making a few mistakes here and there. His neck is not the thing, so the neck is like this. Okay, and remember, he's a male, so because he's a male, things are a little bit more... Okay. 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 I want to erase most of this off because it's dictating what we're doing. And I don't like that. It's going like this and okay. That's what we want. Okay. I feel like it's still kind of weird, but based on how I drew it. The arm is going like this. I have it going this way, so I have to go and make the arm go this way. So like this, So I'm going to fix this arm, and I'm going to pull it back down. Okay. Okay, that's a lot better than it was before. Okay. This other half. Now, let's erase this part here. Okay. The stomach is going down. Like that. And then like that. Okay. And then one straight down. Oops. Oh, that was weird. Okay, like this. I better hurry up. I gotta hurry up before it kicks you guys out on Instagram. I gotta hurry. I'm really on a timer right now. Okay. Oh god, that arm's way too long. Okay, now we're in a better spot than we were just a few seconds ago. Okay. The softness of his chest, it has to be fixed here. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we're getting more closer to what we're looking at as we're going, and that's a good thing. Okay. And now I'm selling like a Sue from My Hero Academia. I'm sounding like a frog, sounding kind of stuffy over here. Oh my gosh. Didn't know I sounded so stuffy. There's just call me Sue. Ugh. Sound like a frog. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Sound like, what's her name? Alfie's. Okay. Alfie's from Undertale. That's how I imagine Alfie sounding from Undertale. Honestly. I just want to be your friend, Alfie's. Okay, let me fix this part of the back. Now, we're more in a better spot than we were before, which is awesome. I like that. Because, like, I was kind of getting worried that I was not hitting this. It's not exact, but it's a lot close. It's close, and it's convincing. That's what we're trying to strive for. We're not trying to be as accurate as possible. We're trying to be as convincing. You can tell this is a body. You can tell it's a male. You can tell it could be even Hizuka for you know, because Hizuka's pretty thing the way I drew him. He said his pronouns, they are him. Hi, hello, what are your pronouns? I am him, he. I was born a male. Okay. So we got that out of the way. I'm getting sick. God damn it. Okay. So I think we did a great job emphasizing this. I did made some changes here and there on my version of how I drew him, but I think it still hits the. Oops, that elbow. Where's the elbow at? Where's that elbow at? Not looking right. Okay. Okay. I hope this helps you guys, those of you who are here. I wanted to talk more about this and I will talk more about the male. I'm gonna focus mainly on the males next Tuesday. Really, I'm gonna be emphasizing more of the males. I'm not even gonna talk about the females like that. Please remind me not to, if I did or didn't, because I may forget. But I want you guys to realize that I'm going to be focusing on the males next week when doing this. Okay? So you guys don't have to miss out, and I'm going to focus everything on just males and the torso and maybe to the legs. And all that great stuff. No, I don't want the live to end. No haste anything, but I think the biceps is a bit long. Your version is amazing though. Yeah, I think the bicep is a little too long. This one particularly, I think I should bring it back. You're right, because it feels too long compared to what we're seeing compared to this one. This one's more smaller and a lot more controlled. Mine is kind of like too long for the sake of trying to compensate. So I'm going to pull them up a little bit. I think that'll be fine. About here, I think that's fine. But now it looks a little too bulky. We need to fix that. Let's pull it down a little bit. Let's shave it a little bit. Not too much. We just need to shave it a little bit. Just enough for it to not feel too, you know, weird. Okay. I'm going to put his hands somewhere here. His elbows are here, so I'm going to... we don't even have to show the arms, honestly. This doesn't need to even be seen. Let's just call it for what it is. It doesn't have to. I can emphasize even the stomach even more. I can just give him more abs if I want to. The way I draw him, I can emphasize that really well. I can... Oops, that looks weird. Ooh, that looks... Ooh, what the hell? See, that looks insane because of the way I have them so popping out the way I do. But that just means I need more work on my muscles when it comes to my males in that sense. But it looks like muscles, but yet it's not accurately drawn right, because muscles don't really look like this, like they're just angry at the world. Well, you can get angry muscles that look amazing, but the way I drew them here doesn't look quite convincing in that sense. Okay, but I can always put it like that, or I can just put it like back to where it was. It doesn't really matter, but it's just like, it just has to convince you enough that this is a body that seems attractive in that sense. Maybe there's a little bit too emphasization around here. Maybe I can fix a little bit of it here as I'm going. Okay, the stomach's always in line with the chest in that sense. So I'm gonna pull that up a little bit, and then that, and like this, and stuff like that. Okay, if you do end up drawing my OC, can you at Mr. when you do, or say when you'll do? Yes, I'll let you know. Also, TikTok is cringe for not allowing nipples. Yeah, that's why I'm not drawing them. That's why I'm avoiding them. That's why. Okay, let me see. No, I don't have to. I didn't. Okay, guys, I think today we got a good portion of stuff done. I didn't get as enough as I wanted today done, but I think I would draw with you. But I'm doing something spicy. But that could mean two things. That could be I'm eating food or doing something spicy. Okay, so I'm gonna think it's food. I'm gonna just give you the benefit of the doubt. I think you're talking about food. I'm hoping it's food. Okay, so let me see. So today, I hope we learned a lot today about torsos. I will get more into the males because I know you guys love it when I draw females, but I think you guys love it even more when I draw males. I think you guys really low-key like it when I draw males. You sickos out there, I know who you are. You know who you are. Don't pretend, okay? I would give you guys some homework. The type of homework I will like you guys to do is study under, or at least look at. You don't have to do anything like homework, but the homework I will give you guys is probably look at Kubo's artwork on Bleach. Look closely at his anatomy. This answers the question, does my art style affect the anatomy that I have? And yes, it does. Look closely at Kubo's. If you guys are a Bleach fan by any chance, you must know what I'm talking about. But if you're not, I suggest look at some Bleach sketches of Kubo. His art style has changed completely compared to back then and now. From the early days of Bleach, from the anime till now, you can see a significant difference between Ichigo from episode 1 to Ichigo to the Hellblood War of the most recent installment that's coming soon. There's a significant difference, and you can see the anatomy and how much he elongated bodies and put a bunch of cross-hatching into that. So you guys should check him out. If you don't know where to find him, just type in, go to Bleach Spicy Lucky. I've learned a lot today. No problem, you lucky, you got to do spicy stuff. Lucky bastard. Anyway, so she's so spicy. Anyway, so okay, let me see. Now let me just show you guys real quick Bleach sketches. Okay, I'm gonna just type in Bleach sketches so you guys know what I'm talking about. So you go to Bleach and you check out like artwork compared to look at Ichigo Kurosaki real quick. See how he emphasizes a lot with cross-hatching. The cross-hatching is the lines that you see under Ichigo, all these lines that are stroked down, and all that great stuff. That's Ichigo Kurosaki. Those of you who are not familiar with Bleach, I suggest you guys get familiar with it, because I will be emphasizing back to this a lot, because the way he draws bodies are very emphasized, but yet they're quite accurate now than it was before. You can see a difference between episode 1 Ichigo and Ichigo now. Okay, so if you learn from Kubo or look at Hirokoshi from My Hero Academia, you will see so much difference between art styles when they first started, or even at least when they're in their earlier days compared to now, and they're still improving as we speak. So as time goes by, I suggest you guys learn and take in what you're learning here with these cross-hatching, because that's how I was able to make the stomach look very emphasized the way I did. Okay, so that's why I use a bit of cross-hatching to show the shading, because the abs only comes through if you know how to shade, because it's coming from a down perspective where the light is, so the shading will come under the abs. So anything that the light is wherever the light is the opposite where the shadow is. So if the light's coming from the right, the shadow will be on the left. If the light's coming from the top, the shadow will be coming downward. So all the shadow will be hiding under the chest, the abs, the crotch, the legs, anywhere that you can find shading. Just think of rain. Say for instance you're a mouse, so you don't want to get hit by the rain. You're gonna hide anywhere where the rain is coming down. So under this arm, under the chest, if you're that small, let's say an ant, you see under here, under the abs, depending on how deep the abs are you want them to be, and stuff like that. So think of it that way, okay? But I suggest this is your homework, and those of you who are having trouble with clothing, please check out Zoe Hung. She's a great artist and fashion designer. If you want to check out her clothing, I've learned a lot from her. I recommend her to anyone who wants to learn how to do clothing. She'll explain it bit by bit on what to look for when angling your clothing and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. This will still apply to people who want to draw anime or anyone who wants to draw in general. So I suggest check it out, give it a try, and stuff like that. I know not everyone's going to be making it on Thursday and or Saturday or the following Tuesday, so I'm not going to expect you guys to know what I'm talking about when I say, did you do your homework? But those of you who do remember to do homework, please tell me about it and tell me what you've learned so far based on comparing and contrasting between the Ichigo of episode 1 and the Ichigo that is now being seen from the Blood Arc War. I think that's what it's referred to, or at least this most recent Ichigo here. This, you can see so much difference from here, and then you go back to the Ichigo that is from episode 1. This is how he looks now. You see how much difference? His eyes are much wider, his head is much smaller, his ears are a lot more noticeable, his hair is a lot more spikier but chunkier. But now if we go back to the Kubo's most recent designs, his eyes are a lot more smaller, his face is a lot more longer, his ears are not as noticeable, and his hair is much bigger but yet emphasized as well. The neck is very emphasized as well, where the shading is to show more of a maturity in his neck. Alright, so please look out for all of that when learning anything like this. Thank you for the lessons. No problem, guys. Love Bleach. Yes, I love Bleach too. Bleach is amazing. Well, I've been doing square and circles perspective and different. I will love to see your progress. Please send me any artwork you've done, Wolfie. I would love to see how much you have learned from that point, and you should tell me what you have learned. I learned today. Alright guys, so with that said, I hope everyone has a awesome day. I love every last one of you guys. We got to 10,000 likes today. That's amazing. Thank God on TikTok I'm saying through this live. I am very proud of every last one of you guys. It's been nothing but a pleasure to teach you guys. You guys are a beautiful class. Thank you guys for being nothing but an encouraging class. You are my 1A students from My Hero Academia. You are my 1A students, and you are the heroes of my classroom. If I was Uzawa, you make me very proud and stay up to teach you guys in my sleeping bag. So with that said, have a great night, guys. I'll see you guys on Thursday. I'm getting sick. I'll be putting a poll up soon tonight so you guys can choose who you want to see me draw on Fan Art Thursday, which is this Thursday. So I'll give you 4 options. I guess there'll be males this time. I'll put 2 males and I'll put 2 females. And then you guys can pick, and I'll put the franchise and name by the character so you guys don't get confused on who I'm meaning if they have this similar name or anything like that. So with that said, have a great night, guys. Plus Ultra. Thank you guys for saying that. Plus Ultra. And keep